What's good, my homie gang? You know what I'm saying? Your Uncle HK is back, and this is for all my people that's watching me that have got requests of stuff they want me to react to, videos they want me to react to, and all that. I don't be remembering on because people be requesting stuff every day in the comments. So there's an easier way for y'all to do this. If y'all have anything y'all want me to watch, just go to any of my recent videos. You know what I'm saying? After 7/25/2021. Just go to this video, like this video, American Uncle reacts to UK drill rappers that could have been big. You know what I'm saying? Or any video after this video. Any video after this video, just go through here. He's saying go to the link, go to the description. It says click this link to add your reaction request to my playlist. You know what I'm saying? Click the link right here, bro. It's gonna say add to this playlist, and it's gonna say your name. Hit continue to become a member of this playlist, and then you can just go to any other video you know or on YouTube, and you can add it to this playlist. You know what I'm saying? Save the playlist. You know what I'm saying? And then you can add any of y'all requests to this playlist. That's for anybody, any one of y'all that got any reaction requests for me. All right, let's get into the video.
Leak boy.
What's good, YouTube? Everybody's favorite uncle on YouTube is back again with another video. You feel me? Last video of the day, and it's gonna be a long one. This is gonna be a long video because it's already an hour and 11 minutes long. It's North London's Bloody Gang War, OFB versus N9. You know what I'm saying? It's an hour long video. Trap Lord Ross posted it. You know what I'm saying? It's been highly requested. I've been telling y'all I'm going to get to it, but I still haven't got to it. But now we get into it. So look, your uncle is reacting to an hour-long video. You feel me? That means you need to go and get yourself your food, some popcorn or something. Look, I already got the snacks here with me. I got, you know what I'm saying, the trolleys. Keep the Sprite with me. You feel me? And I got some chips. You feel me? I got some chips. What y'all need to do is right now is pause this video. Go get your food. Go get whatever you need to snack on. You were saying turn this on before you go to bed or something, so you can let this whole motherfucker play. But do that, or you know what I'm saying, if you're bored right now, just lay back in your bed, bro. Put this on the TV or something. Leave a comment if you love your mama. Drop a like on a video, bro. And let's get to watching, because this is a hour-long video, and with me stopping and asking questions, it might be an hour 30 to 2 hours. Who knows? You feel me? Yeah, I'ma just know by the time I finish with it. You feel me? Y'all like, yo, pray for me going through this whole video. You know what I'm saying? It should be, if it's interesting, you won't have to pray for me because it's gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, I pray for all my subscribers. More blessings to come into y'all's life. You know what I'm saying? More blessings to come into my life. But let's get into the video. I've been doing too much talking, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to do too much talking. Appreciate everybody who's subbing up. If you're new to the channel, appreciate you being the GOAT and becoming a part of Homie Gang. Y'all like other videos, subscribe. Tell your friends about the latest channel, most consistent channel on YouTube. Let's get into it.
This video is sponsored by Privacy.
I'm here in the O, but I'm not talking about O Block in Chicago. I'm talking about the Broadwater Farm Estate in Tottenham, North London, home of the famous...
What the heck? What happened to the 720p? You feel me? What happened to the 720? Come on now, don't act stupid now.
This video is sponsored by Privacy.
I'm here in the O, but I'm not talking about O Block in Chicago. I'm talking about the Broadwater Farm Estate in Tottenham, North London, home of the famous drill crew OFB, who over the past few years have been involved in a bloody feud with another group of rappers from a nearby area.
OFB got SJ.
Tit for tat back and forths going on between
and Band OK,
playing out in UK drill songs, with fans, feds, and internet neeks like myself desperately poring over the lyrics, trying to discover what is really going on in these streets. Thankfully, some of the biggest rappers from these areas have been able to get out through music, bagging #1 records and albums, along with putting millions of pounds in their savings accounts. But for others, being real in the music and being real in the streets is one and the same, with some promising young rappers from this area sat in jail today facing multi-decade sentences for crimes they had done in the streets. But that's the reality of life at the bottom in North London. Shootings, stabbings and disappearances, many of which leave the police baffled as to who is really responsible. All the while, drill rappers drop banger songs with numerous hints that seem to suggest what is really going on.
That is fact. The gang life is a never-ending cycle, because there's going to be the old generation, the new generation. I'm saying, like, the old generation They're gonna do what they're gonna do. The youngins that see them, they're gonna come up and just replace the fallen soldiers or the soldiers that went to jail. It's a never-ending cycle, and then it's just gonna be forever. They're gonna diss people in songs. You know what I'm saying? Diss the dead, the ops, all that is just gonna be never ending, bro.
Going on in these streets. So today, once and for all, I'm going to break down to you guys the true and shocking story of UK drill in North London.
Police were called here to the Broadwater Farm estate just before 1 a.m. this morning to reports of gunfire. When they got here, they discovered 3 individuals who had been shot at. They include a 19-year-old man and 2 boys, 15 years of age.
First contact.
Hello, yes, I think there's been a shooting at Wood Green.
Sorry?
I had some banter outside.
I seen this one. This is when the nigga came on a bike and then he shot Shoki.
Somebody on a motorbike.
Hello, Met Police.
I don't know. Let me make sure.
Wood Green Cinema in Wood Green. Someone's been shot and the guy's not moving. I've got stabbed. Where are you, mate? St. Mary's close. St. Mary. I'm dead.
Where young people feel scared to go to Wood Green.
I forgot what famous person got shot with somebody on a bike.
Should not happen in London.
At the cinema. I forgot who it was. We're gonna see in a minute. Look, I reacted to this crib session and my video got blocked. The one with SJ, Bando K, and I forgot who the other person was. It got blocked.
OFB stands for...
It was like a 40-minute video I reacted to. It was like an hour in total, and they blocked the whole video. Pissed me off.
Farm Boys. The farm is a reference
to the
notorious Broadwater Farm estate, which is based in the N17 postal code. In the 80s, this was one of London's most dangerous estates. And for decades now, gangs have been a well-documented part of life on this estate. This includes the Tottenham Mandem, an infamous crew of Tottenham-based Gs who were being extensively investigated by London's Met Police for decades. Specifically, Operation Trident, the Met Police's specialised unit aiming to tackle gun crime in the black community. But some people might argue that while trying to tackle gun crime in the community, the Met Police maybe committed a few gun crimes of their own. As Tottenham resident and alleged member of the Tottenham Mandem, Mark Duggan, was named by this unit as one of Europe's most dangerous criminals, a few years after the police shot dead an unarmed Mark Duggan in 2011 after receiving intelligence that he was in possession of a weapon.
The funeral of a black man shot by the police might imply many things. The police insist Mark Duggan...
This is what I gotta say about this. Police be looking for every little slightest, like even the slightest reason to shoot niggas. No matter where it is in the world, if they got the slightest movement out of a black nigga, they will kill you, my nigga. Especially if you're a gang member. They be saying they scared and shit. But the police is actually a gang of its own, bro. Don't be fooled. The police is its own gang, just governmented by the law.
Was armed and a direct threat before they shot him in the chest. His family say he was killed in cold blood.
Mark Duggan's murder by the police was followed by days of community unrest / intense rioting as the police refused to accept what they'd done to the community, even sending out a sneaky copper to read a pre-written statement to explain why the killing was supposedly okay, while surrounded by angry members of the public screaming.
How are they supposed to justify that killing being okay? Oh, because he's a gang member? I mean, you don't shoot first, ask questions later. You just didn't you? That's why I say the police is his own gang in its own right, just governmented by the law. The lobby, the government be protecting these the police. You know what I'm saying? They never want to, when it comes to like, especially down here in the US of A. Really, if it was probably back in the old times, they wouldn't even convicted the nigga that killed George Floyd. They would have probably just let him off with a suspension. But they know nigga shit is getting crazy now. Like niggas is not just gonna sit back and go for that. We're gonna riot until we get our justice, nigga. Facts.
They're a bunch of murderers.
No officer steps out at the start of the day to run an operation that results in someone's death.
Anywho, setting aside the tragic case of Mark Duggan, as the years went by, many different street crews would emerge and lay claim to the territory in Broadwater Farm and the surrounding Tottenham areas, with several crews like Bloodline and Star Gang emerging who would use the colour red to identify themselves, shaping themselves around the American Blood Gang, despite having no official.
Some gang during the 2000s took on Bloods, named in imaginary and names in and imaginary in the UK, but they were not officially With the American Blood Games, from which
affiliation with them. And this
so
is something that rappers from this area continue to do to this day, with Band OK's recent summer smash Slide being notable for its extensive use of the Blood's red paisley. Anywho, in the late noughties,
I might have to check that out. That video looked like a damn bop, bro. Hold on.
Areas, with several crews like Bloodline and Stargang emerging who would use the color red to identify themselves, shaping
Band OK's video looked fucking lit,
despite having no official affiliation with them. And this is something that rappers from this area continue to do to this day, with Band OK's recent summer smash Slide being notable for its extensive use.
Somebody let me know. Let me even check that video out right now. Is Band OK like up next to coming out of fucking the UK? You know what I'm saying? We got 2.7 million views. We might have to react to it. I ain't even gonna cap. It look lit, bro.
The Blood's red paisley. Anywho, in the late noughties and early 2010s, some of the people that had been involved with gangs on these estates started to form their own musical movements. Initially, there was the North Star music group in the noughties, and then the next generation of Tottenham-based rappers represented under the Star Gang. And this is where infamous drill rappers Headie One and RV come into the picture. Repping Star Gang,
I seen a video on whose channel? It might have been Cheetah or UK Drills. They saying Headie One is one of the top in the UK right now. I'm gonna have to check him out too. It's saying, let me see if I can find the video. Let me see how Headie One became the king of UK drill. There's Trappler Ross has that video up on his channel. Let me know if I should react to it. You know what I'm saying? It's how Headie One became the king of UK drill. Is that facts or fiction? Is Trappler Ross putting a clickbait in that title? Is Headie One the king of UK drill? He posted it 9 months ago. Somebody let me know.
Which is why you'll see their starish branding on a lot of their early projects and mixtape cover arts. But this was before UK drill was even a thing. And back in the 2010s, Headie, RV, and the other OFB pioneers were doing what's called road rap, a subgenre of British gangster rap where UK rappers would rap over American beats, spitting facts about the gritty realities of life on the streets where they're from. Problem is, the booming UK drill sound that everyone around the world can't get enough of hadn't been invented then. So Headie One wouldn't truly flourish as a rapper for many years, because his time doing road rap with the Star Gang would be cut short when he was caught in 2014 with over £30,000 of smack and crack. This left Headie One being sentenced to a
that nigga only had over £30,000. The fuck, nigga? What was he doing? What kind of operation was he got going on?
Headie, RV, and the other OFB pioneers were doing what's called road rap, a subgenre of British gangster rap where UK rappers would rap over American beats, spitting facts about the gritty realities of life on the streets where they're from. Problem is, the booming UK drill sound that everyone around the world can't get enough of hadn't been invented then. So Headie One wouldn't truly flourish as a rapper for many years, because his time doing
That's facts. A lot of the US be taking the UK drill beats, like a lot of Pop Smoke's famous beats like Dior and all that. He got it from the UK. I didn't even know that until y'all niggas put me on game about that, bro. A lot of these New York drillers that's coming up and getting these deals being big, they need to thank these UK producers, because they making magic beats down there, bro, that a lot of the UK drill niggas ain't even coming off of. But the US, all the way over the US, they getting these beats and blowing up off these beats, bro. Like, for real, the producers down there are really talented, nigga. They need to come out to the US of A and blow up, make some money.
Rap with the Star Gang would be cut short when he was caught in 2014 with over £30,000 of smack and crack. This left Headie One being sentenced to a 30-month stint in jail, but while he was away, another Broadwater Farm rap legend emerged. The deep-voiced driller that some people call the original Pop Smoke, Abracadabra, would pick up the mic and start rapping, releasing...
I don't know who this is. I need to see who this is. They said he the UK Pop Smoke. I'm about to check bro out, for real.
His hit song, Robbery. This track will get an all-star UK remix from British rap legends Krept and Conan, with that remix sitting today at a healthy 26 million views. With Abra evolving beyond the Star Gang moniker that had been popular on the Broadwater estate before, forming the new musical crew Unto Nation. But this was 2016, and around this time UK drill was just beginning to find its signature sound. And things would go to the next level musically in 2017 when Headie One was released from jail. Reuniting with his day one homie RV, I
didn't even know that too. I didn't know UK drill just came around like 2016, 17, which became like, it just started establishing. I thought it has been around way before, nigga. I didn't even know that, bro.
drill bangers and freestyles under the collective name OFB, and the 2017 Tim Westwood OFB Crib Session freestyle set would introduce fans to a whole raft of rapping OFB members, many of whom would go on to drop classic songs of their own right. This includes people like Low Key and Kush, and waiting in the wings was a lineup of elite teenage drill rappers, just waiting for their opportunity to jump on the mic too, and eventually the world would be introduced to the OFB youngers. People like Boogie B, Band OK, who is
OFB is a big ass gang with a lot of talented members then, like, cause Band OK, SJ, Double L's is good, bro. Like, them threes like the big three of OFB right now. Like, and I didn't even know they had these other members like Abracadabra, who they call Pop Smoke and shit, and Headie One. I didn't even know he was OFB.
And waiting in the wings was a lineup of elite teenage drill rappers, just waiting for their opportunity to jump on the.
They got a lot of potential in their group, like in their gang though. Them niggas can come out.
The world would be introduced to the OFB youngers. People like Boogie B, Band OK, who is actually Mark Duggan's son, Double L's, and SJ. I mean, I swear, I don't know how they keep finding rappers on this estate. It's like Pokemon Gold. I'm out here.
Exactly. They like reaching gold over there on OFB, catching all the good ass rappers. What the fuck?
OFB rappers introduced to the public conversation. Ispop, Desi, Trapo, Brad, DSAB.
I don't even know all these. I know DSAB, but I don't know Trapo. I don't know AKZ, Brads. I haven't heard of anyone.
A lot of OFB rappers. And I know that some of the ops like to say OFB has too much rappers, but when they're all this talented, I say hell, keep them coming. But interestingly enough, OFB,
you putting on for the game. Look, when you have a lot of rappers, just like Pop, he was putting on for Woo. Everybody be saying they Woo now. Everybody be saying you don't ever really hear nobody saying their Cho or anything like that. When you got rappers putting on for your gang musically, letting everybody know where your gang is, everybody on your gang get put on and get, you know what I'm saying, get out the street life lyrically. So I do. It's like strategically smart to have a whole bunch of rappers in your gang, because like, look, them niggas is coming up, and then the world's gonna love your gang, bro. The world is gonna love that gang. Like a lot of niggas who are fake Woo, you see them claim Woo, they not even really Woo. They just say it. They be like Woo, like, you know what I'm saying. A lot of niggas like Woo, like, you know what I'm saying? They don't like the disrespect towards Pop Smoke. You know what I'm saying? It's good publicity.
They've been linked to another terrifying group in the area known as NPK, or the Northumberland Park Killers. NPK are a crew hailing from Northumberland Park and around Park Lane. The area they're from seems the same Tottenham N17 postcode as OFB, with Northumberland Park train station only about 10 minutes away from Broadwater Farm on Ped, but another difference with NPK is that they rock purple bandanas instead of red, distinguishing them from the blood-inspired sets in nearby areas. But don't get the colour difference twisted. This group has a long heritage of association with the red bandana Tottenham crews. Formerly being considered a part of the Tottenham Mandem crew back in the day, eventually NPK branched off and started their own group, and just like Back and Not Nice, NPK really did live up to their name back in the day. It's been said that NPK-based affiliates in the Tottenham area had something to do with the 2007 murder of Gary Guthrie outside of a nightclub, and they had a vicious early beef with Edmonton-based group the Shank Stars. With the beef getting so out of hand, several members were put behind bars in the late noughties, but we're going to get into that feud in detail shortly. What's really important to know is that just like OFB, the younger generations of rappers that rep NPK would go on to release drill music, with the most notable crew emerging from this area rapping under the name Sin Squad, with their most high-profile rappers being GP, aka Gunner Pumps, KK, LR, Bully B, Unks, Tugger, who is actually SJ's half-brother.
Unks, you feel me? They just like your uncle HK Unks, you know what I'm saying? Bully B look like a devious ass man. Who the best one out of these
Stewie,
that I need to check out?
Sneaks, Shems, Trills, and OSAF. A lot of these guys.
Y'all let me know who the best one out of this group is that I need to check out for real. You know what I'm saying? I feel like SJ is the best out of OFB. But we're gonna have to see, bro.
Close to OFB rappers growing up, and as we'll see as the story goes on, they would end up riding together on more than just tracks, with a murder carried out by members of both OFB and NPK, leading to a bitter split between the former group of friends, a feud which will get very ugly indeed. But before we move on to the next section, I also just want to say that there's another crew called AP from Enfield, aka Skengfield, with Ordnance Road being a prominent street in this area, and if you listen to music by rappers from Wood Green or Edmonton, you might hear them dissing this area in their music. And you might also hear about a group called TPL, which is Turnpike Lane, another separate crew who tend to have beef with OFB, and do have some pretty good rappers as part of their lineup, but for the sake of simplicity, we're not really going to get into AP, TPL, or any other crews in this video, just so it's...
God damn, like, all these gangs in the fucking one area, Jesus Christ. Like, God. All these gangs in one area.
Now you know about OFB and NPK, the red and purple rocking crews from Tottenham. It's time to find out about their sworn enemies who we will be focusing on in this video. A couple of crews who come together under the colour green to wage war on anybody from Tottenham.
Oh, okay, so these all them guys he just named, like NPK and all them, they still associate low-key with OFB in that area. Okay. I thought they were saying, at first I thought he was saying that's their ops, but okay, I'll get it.
Our sponsor.
Sponsored by Privacy. Protect your identity. And you can pause your account virtual cards. So head to privacy.com.
Right, I'm gonna record my video. So go do something for an hour so I can finish. Okay, go do your homework. Just get a pencil. Okay, well, wait till I finish and then I'll help you do your homework. Close that door. Alright, we're getting into the wood green.
Also around 10 minutes away from Broadwater Farm is an area called Wood Green, and the gang that historically runs things in this area is known as MOB, or Money Over Bitches. The Wood Green
okay, money over bitches. Money MOB, the mob, money over bitches. I fuck with the name, bro. I fuck with the name.
Code, which is why they're also sometimes referred to as the 2-2 or 22 mob, or just the twos, with the important landmarks in the area being the estates around Commerce Road and the Sky City estate, a strange residential complex in the sky built on top of a Wood Green shopping mall. Wood Green is an area
that shit looks different. I've never seen some shit like that.
Heavy sentences after Wood Green is an area historically much more focused on street activity than music. Originating as the Wood Green firm in the 90s,
okay, I can't even go back
in the day, the youths in this area were much more interested in robbing than drilling or rapping, with a 2002 Wood Green robbery crew getting hit with heavy sentences after a ruthless mugging campaign in the area.
They got the whole gang?
Members of the gang were willing to pull shanks for as little as £1. And apparently this crack crew of armed robbers was so good at their jobs that it was reported that street crime in the area went down by a whopping 33% after their conviction. Now, the Wood Green mob didn't originally have a feud with groups from Tottenham until the end of the mid-noughties, where a series of tit-for-tat violent clashes saw Wood Green and Tottenham members hating each other. But again, we'll get into that as the story goes on. Ultimately, the young tough guys from Wood Green were pretty fearless and weren't afraid of having beef with anyone no matter where they're from, with the Wood Green mob ending up in violent feuds with crews all over London, including AP from Enfield, 8th from Hornsey, 9th Street, and Hoxton gangs in the N1 postcode, just to name a few. Now, those feuds aren't super important to this story, but there is one big name that is going to be super relevant to what's going to go down in this video, and that name belongs to the infamous Wood Green gang member.
Lambs, bro. We know about lamps on this channel. We've covered lamps.
AKA Dip Dat, aka Dipper Dan, a supposedly feared member that put in a lot of work
Rest
on
in
the streets
peace.
of the gang. Story goes, Lamps was a Wood Green bully with ops in Tottenham and far beyond, apparently living in fear of him pulling up on their block. And hell, if this footage is anything to go by, it looked like he had the police quaking in their boots too.
But shut up, bruv. Shut up, bro. Shut up.
What the fuck? Then they talking crazy to the ops. He don't give a fuck.
Now, around 25 minutes away from Wood Green, on the other side of Tottenham, is Edmonton Green. Edmonton is in the N9 postcode, with the G's from this area referring to themselves as N9 or the Niners, not to be confused with another set of Niners over in Homerton, shout out Unknown T. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of different sets coming out of Edmonton, and much
where
like
the fuck did, now I'm thinking about it, where the fuck does Trap Lord Ross get all this information from? I know it's public files, but this nigga is like, he must have did some deep ass investigation on this, because this nigga got, bro, I'm telling you, is like niggas like these, they the feds too. How do they get going, like the right to rock, like niggas? How does niggas not mad that this nigga is not making this information public like this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like with thousands of, I mean, it's public already because he's getting the information, like this information. But like, he's scared. Like most of these plug sites, they don't even show their face because they don't want that. They don't want niggas to know who they are, because some gang members, they do not like how they are just putting the information onto a broad YouTube like this. So I wonder how this nigga be moving
the crews
around.
that we've discussed in this video so far, the Niners' heritage has evolved from other street gangs that ran Edmonton decades ago called the Edmonton Mandem or the Edmonton Fur. Out of this crew would emerge a younger generation of ruthless knife men who ended up with the nickname Shank Stars. Apparently these guys were so regularly using knives and shanks that the entire area of Edmonton was even referred to as Shanktown because people were so scared of knife crime in the area. And affiliates of the group who rapped even released early music under the banner of Shank Stars. But in the modern day, the most significant crews coming out of Edmonton represent N9. But more importantly, N9 also spawned arguably the biggest UK drill artist to ever come out of this country, Tion Wayne, who was road rapping back with his N9 homie Caution all the way back in 2010, with Tion just beginning to make waves in the British rap scene in the mid-2010s.
I don't know who this Tion nigga is. We're gonna have to check him out. They saying he one of the biggest, bro.
Along with his
Let me know, is that facts or fiction? Is this dude, like, is he certified like that?
There's a whole bunch of other 9 boys who have touched the mic on and off over the years, many of whom you can see in the 2015 N9 Tim Westwood crib session, including people like Terminator. Another rapper that has to get an honourable mention from the area is A1 from the 9, even though he said I was going to get shot on Instagram. But in modern day drill, aside from Tion and Turner...
Yo, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these gang niggas don't really fuck with niggas that's going to put this information out on the internet type shit. Like, they feel like you police too. Like, that's how it is down here. A lot of niggas don't fuck with academics or DJ Vlad, and because they be feeling like they basically opening or investigating for the police. Like, these niggas is the police. Niggas telling him he gonna get shot. How the fuck? So does Trap Lord Ross move with security? Because he need to. Because some niggas, if they catch him lacking, they will slap the shit out of him for putting this information up on the internet. They really do not like that internet shit. And niggas putting shit to light, you know what I'm saying?
The hottest thing coming out of Edmonton is the youngest set of drill rappers who go by the name 3x3, which if you're a true internet detective, you'll realize quickly adds up to 9. I bet that really keeps the cops off their tail. I mean, I'm trying to gangbang, not have a maths test. Anyway, there's a handful of 3x3 rappers who are making a lot of noise recently, particularly E1.
I was about to say, isn't 3x3 like low-key active gang? I can't remember. It doesn't isn't it active gang? Like, I know
you rocking rapper who seemingly has zero fear of the police.
Keep it stepping. Keep it stepping. Keep it stepping. Get the fuck off the block. Get the fuck off the block. I want you in that fucking vehicle now.
Whoa, that nigga talking devious. The way he yelling at that officer, he talking devious like he just want to stab that nigga right now, bruh.
Open that door!
Then of course there's ZT, the self-proclaimed CSS chest shot specialist, because you know, he'll shank you in the chest. Now 3x3 and the 9 have other rappers that are affiliated with the area, and apologies to anyone from Edmonton who didn't get a mention, but you know how it goes, there's too many names. So let's take a closer look at some of the events that caused the decades-long deadly war between Tottenham.
I said active gang, with this active gang is 70, I'm tripping, bro. I'm saying some shit I don't even know sometimes, bro.
So
there's so many, look, there's so many gangs in the area of the UK that it's just hard to just keep up with every member that's a part of each gang, what they did, who they killed. It's just so crazy. Like the y'all who keep up with it, I mean, I know it's y'all because y'all live in the UK, y'all hear this shit every day on the news, all this, y'all listen to their drill. But once you outside, like in the US, if you live here and you don't know any of these niggas like that, like getting put onto them, it is so hard to remember every single one of them in like every different gang because there's so many gangs in the area, bro. Like, it's crazy.
And as a result of the violence spilling out on the streets, the feud is very well known to the police.
What we do know is there is a long-standing and very violent feud between gangs in Wood Green and a rival gang in the Tottenham area.
However, recently with the rise of social media and the popularity of drill music, people on the internet have never been so desperate to find out what's actually going on in the streets between these two warring groups. Many scoreboard videos are floating around the internet, claiming to detail the many shootings and stabbings that have gone down between specific members of these groups, usually based on rumors from internet forums, but this isn't that kind of video. Instead today, we're going to be taking an overall look at all of the most serious incidents in these areas that at least made it to the news or social media, following along how the war on the street ended up spawning several rappers from each area who would go on to give detail about the beef in the streets in lyrics of their music. Now, much like we've discussed in videos about the deadly gang wars in Chicago and Jacksonville in the past, this beef started as simply as just teenagers from these two different areas having after-school fistfights back in the early noughties, with these fistfights eventually escalating to knife fights, and unfortunately from there it didn't take long for firearms to enter the mix, and soon the clashes between these two groups would become deadly. A big escalation came in 2005 when an MPK member was attacked and stabbed by 4 Shank Stars at a Texaco gas station, being left with serious injuries. This led to numerous mass brawls and tit-for-tat
many times does a nigga get stabbed? What the fuck? You know what format I'm starting? Hold on, let me see how much time.
When an MPK member was attacked and stabbed by 4 shank stars at a Texaco gas station, being left with serious injuries. This led to new.
4 people stabbing that nigga, bro. 4 people, and he still survived. That you getting stabbed and surviving, you gotta be one tough camper, because that motherfucker hurts more than a fucking bullet.
Mass brawls and tit-for-tat violence in the area, and so while the MPK and the Edmonton Shank Stars are warring, so too are Tottenham Star Gang warring with the Wood Green mob. In fact, it was reported that around 20 violent incidents where weapons were used took place between Wood Green and Tottenham in an 8-week period in early 2005. This included the shooting of a 17-year-old on Broadwater Farm, 3 shootings in one day in April, and a hit and run on Wood Green High Road that ended up injuring an innocent 8-year-old.
These niggas out of control, bruh.
Leading up to another incident in 2005 where this beef reached deadly new heights. As on May the 1st, 2005, 22-year-old Andre Linton from Tottenham is shot dead at close range after his car was surrounded by 6 youths in Wood Green. Somebody involved in the incident was identified as Jermaine Campbell, who courts were told was a member of Wood Green mob. In fact, the very same person had actually been sentenced to 3 years back in 2002 for being part of that notorious Wood Green mugging squad. And after being found guilty of the murder, he would end up being sentenced to 25 years in prison. Apparently showing no remorse to the very end, coldly taunting his victims in court, winking and making shooting hand gestures towards them from the dock. It's no surprise then
that nigga a demon. That nigga a demon, and he already know he getting 25 years. He did not show any remorse, said Judah Week would not get in court, and he would try. That nigga a devious man. He don't give a fuck. He wanted to be known that he killed that nigga, bro.
Winking and making shooting hand gestures towards them from the dock. It's no surprise then that retaliations were seen in the area, with Get Back getting deadly on the 28th of October 2006, when a Wood Green mob affiliate named Jerome Vassell was shot in the head outside of a Wood Green community centre. A shooting which left him brain damaged and paralysed, with it taking over a year for him to succumb to his injuries and eventually pass away. 8 people were arrested in this incident.
That nigga survived though?
At this point, the streets were
bullet to the head,
and the beef between these areas was getting serious. And at a certain point, an alliance forms between the Wood Green mob and the Edmonton Shank Stars. And so, stylized in green, Wood Green to Edmonton Green would become known collectively as Green City, with green bandanas signifying alliances between sets that operate in these areas. Suddenly, their beef with the crews in Tottenham throwing up the red bandanas and NPK rocking purple was looking like some real Bloods and Crips shit, or Grove Street versus the Ballers, actually, if you think about it. In 2007 and 2008, the beef only intensified.
But I ain't gonna lie, when I used to represent Grove Street like a motherfucker, I ain't gonna lie. Bro, when I seen these niggas in the purples, nigga, nigga, wanna kill them niggas, bro. This game, look at the graphics on it. This is how you know this shit was old. But this shit looks so good. Like, the graphics on this game look so good. Like, back whenever I was younger, I was like, bro, this shit look realistic and shit. Bro, they got the guns looking realistic. Bro, look at it. This shit look like a damn stick figure nowadays, bro.
Think about it. In 2007 and 2008, the beef only intensified with more bloody battles between these two groups taking place. This included another mass brawl outside of a Texaco again, of all places. I swear drill rappers are sponsored by petrol stations or something. Anywho, with so much crime and violence spilling into the streets, the battle between Tottenham and Edmonton would eventually reach the police's radar. Especially in November 2007, when a massive street fight took place between members of NPK and Shank Stars, when numerous people were left with stab injuries, and the court being told that those responsible went on to rap about the crimes in songs. In the end, the police used DNA evidence to slap heavy sentences on members from both sides, and the increased police attention that was placed on the groups around this time definitely had the block hot for a couple of years. And as these years went by, new generations of tough guys emerged from the same areas, eventually inheriting the beef from their elders, and repeating the cycles of violence seen by previous generations. Mass brawls and stabbings in Wood Green continued through 2008, and with police vowing to put a stop to the violence, cops were trying out new techniques of calming things down, including banning people from their own areas to try and stop violence being committed. In fact, the guy from this
How the fuck you get banned from your own hood? Nigga, if they try to ban me from my hood, I'm like, nigga, I stay here. What the fuck you mean you banning me? You banning me from my hood? I gotta get up and move into an area that's gonna cost me way more money because I'm doing bad over here? Nigga, what the fuck you mean you banning me from this hood, bro? The fuck you mean?
Article, who was banned from Wood Green, was another early rapper called G Money. Again, this was back in 2009, when UK rap that was about street goings on was referred to as road rap, and at this point there was way less money or clout in the rap game than there would be later when the UK drill scene had flourished. In fact, around this time, many of the young men associated with these areas begun to dabble with music, releasing road raps of their own. Tion Wayne from the 9 was dropping songs, and the future OFB pioneers like Headie One and RV were dropping Wood Green disses recorded on their block. But it would be nearly 10 years before rappers from both of these areas would be considered greats. And in that time, there would be an insane amount of bloodshed, as individuals would end up being killed on both sides of this beef, and with details about the goings on in the dangerous underworld of North London eventually finding its way into those road raps. North London was not a safe place to be in the decade that followed, and for a long stretch of time it seemed like murder after murder was taking place in these areas. In April 2011, 15-year-old Negus McLean aka Chop, labelled by the BBC as a member—
Nigga's name was Negus. Negus. How the fuck did the white people get to say his name, bro? His name was Negus. You would have to say that name was some— if you was white, you'd have to say that name was some carefulness, bro. For real.
Of Edmonton N9-based set called Dem Africans Gang was murdered by a gang hunting posse of 4 armed with knives.
Negus came off his bike and he was attacked. He was knocked to the ground and repeatedly stabbed in the chest and his damn. Oh my God. They said a metal knife that was used to stab him was driven down into him with such force that the blade snapped off the handle. What the fuck? How much rage and hate do you have toward that nigga? Niggas was left on pavement, blood pouring from his wound. He lost a lot of blood very quickly and died that evening. Damn, how much do you have to hate that nigga? Break off the handle of the knife.
Grisly incident
the blade.
Described in court. 4 people were later found guilty of murder in this case, apparently members of Enfield's EN3 Get Money gang. Another murder in the area, which is rapped about by 3x3 members frequently, occurred at 9:45 PM on Monday the 1st of April 2013, when 19-year-old Mohammed Hussein aka Chicken was killed by a shotgun blast on Bounces Road in Edmonton following an argument, with the news reporting the scene as something straight out of an old western movie, with 21-year-old Nat Neil Tesfaye given a life sentence for the murder, which authorities said was gang-related, with the modern-day rappers from 3x3 frequently rapping that he should be free. Jumping forward to 2015, the blocks in the area were incredibly hot, as a lot of violence played out on both sides of the fence. On the 10th of January 2015, a teenager in Wood Green is murdered in his ends following a knife fight. That same month, an 18-year-old from Tottenham who went by the name Prophet, real name Isaiah Ekpaloba, robbed a home of a member of the Wood Green mob named JD before trying to flee in a taxi. He was chased with a knife by JD and eventually murdered, with JD from Wood Green being charged with a murder and getting life in jail. And it's around this moment that the streets begun to interact with the music, as A1 from the 9 dropped his song Op Part 2, where he dissed Prophet, as well as other people associated with OFB. However, Prophet wasn't the only fallen soldier from the area who would end up getting mentioned in music. On June the 15th, 2015, 22-year-old Lukey Maxwell was murdered in a stabbing in Northumberland Park. Lukey was well known to rappers from the area, particularly Tottenham grime legend Skepta, who ended up making the tribute song Lukey World, that even the king of rap himself, Drizzy Drake, ended up sharing in the—
Oh, Drake, you got a cosign from Drake. You're never gonna be like Lukey. Oh shit. Drake got the cosign. Drake co-signed this nigga. What the fuck? Let me go back and hear the story.
22-year-old Lukey Maxwell was murdered in a stabbing in Northumberland Park. Lukey was well known to rappers from the area, particularly Tottenham grime legend Skepta, who ended up making the tribute song Lukey World, that even the king of rap himself, Drizzy Drake, ended up sharing in the form of a picture of himself wearing a Lukey World t-shirt. Now, someone was charged in that case with murder, but those charges were eventually dropped. Also in June 2015, Renea Campbell, aka Mello from Wood Green, is stabbed to death outside
Niggas was just killing, bro. What the fuck?
Being convicted from Northumberland Park in Tottenham. So with this deadly beef going down in the streets, you'd think the safest place to be would be inside. But hell, even in prison, members from these areas are getting touched. In October 2016, Jamal Mahmood, aka Chaos, is murdered in HMP Pentonville Prison. being stabbed in an argument allegedly over a parcel of drugs, before being thrown over the railings of the landing, dropping about 30 feet. The alleged killers beat their case once again, with the media identifying Chaos as a member of the GMG gang from Enfield. So again, whilst not actually part of this beef, Chaos is another name that would go on to be heavily disrespected by 3x3 members in their raps. In fact, it really seemed like the trend of smoking on social media was also really taking off in North London around this time. Another AP member from Enfield known as Skengs, apparently the brother of Chaos who was murdered in prison, is seen on social media dissing Wood Green and saying he's smoking mellow in 2016.
I can share the thing mellow to the dome.
That's the thing. That's what makes it a never-ending cycle. The drill music, when somebody dissing your dads in the drill music, you just be like, I have to respond because they got the one up on me. And that's, I can see where the police say that drill music incites the beef, but the beef is still gonna go on regardless if there's drill music or not. If niggas, because niggas is just gonna diss their dads regardless or not on live or whatever it is. They're gonna say they're in a pack. Like just like this, it's like a never-ending cycle. And I'm pretty sure Skengs died too.
Independently of the beef between these two areas, in December 2019, Skengs is murdered by one of the customers he sold drugs to, apparently beating him with a claw hammer and stabbing him to death, then putting the murder weapons and the body in a big sheet that he hid in his attic, with the crime only being discovered a whopping 8 months later, after the killer bragged to his friends about the crime and even showed somebody the rotting body in the attic. Now, eventually,
oh shit, so the nigga kept a rotting body in his attic? Bro, that shit's gotta stink or some shit, bro. There's gotta be bugs or something decomposing. What the fuck, nigga? What are you gonna keep that in your attic for? Go bury it or throw it in the ocean or something. The fuck is wrong with this nigga?
That story's just wild. And you know what? It really reminded me actually of
a man who murdered a teenager and allowed his body to become infested with insects after hiding him in the attic for 8 months. Why the fuck would you keep him in your attic for 8 months? Nigga, you know how many bugs and rodents are gonna be up in your fucking attic, nigga, in your house? The shitball, nigga, go throw that nigga in the ocean or some shit. Throw that nigga, bury that nigga in the fucking nearest woods or some shit. What is wrong with niggas?
Johnson, who went missing for an entire year in the video I did on the deadly gang war in Jacksonville. And just like Corbin, following his passings, Skengs was disrespected on numerous songs by the likes of 3x3, with some even being seen on social media smashing up a mural to Skengs in his area. Now look, not everything I've mentioned up until this point is necessarily connected or related. What I'm trying to do is just give you a backdrop to the wild shit that was going on in this area during the time that UK drill music as we know it today was finding its voice. This is the environment drill rappers were coming up in, and these are the situations that they would be speaking about in their music. And over time, a lot of young men from these areas would begin to release absolutely fire music, finally getting themselves a chance to make money legally and get into a lucrative career on a path of safety away from the streets. But for some, even with the opportunity of going straight through music on the table, the temptation to slip back into old habits comes strong. And time after time, the unfortunate truth is it seems like people from this area were forced to choose a safe career making music and staying away from the streets, or choose violence.
I'm choosing the music. Some niggas want the violence. Some niggas love violence, bro. I'm choosing the music, nigga. I'm trying to live a perfect life. I'm trying to get out that street, like, be rich, you know what I'm saying?
Whilst the violence is raging in the streets of North London,
I'm trying to live.
Some of the young men from these areas are trying to find another way out through music. Particularly Tion Wayne from the 9, who had slowly been building up a buzz and showing constant improvements on the mic, dropping 2 volumes of his Wayne's World mixtape series, the latter of which has the track Get Dough 2, which in my opinion is one of my favourite and very underrated Turner and Tion tracks. Hope they drop a part 3. Anyway, in my opinion, at this point, Tion Wayne was carving out a very special and unique place in UK rap. So this was way before UK drill had really kicked off, and Tion was kind of making these tracks that sat somewhere kind of between road rap and R&B rap, kind of singing about girls with like a little bit of Afro beats influence in there. He was doing his thing, and his 2016 track Me or The Lifestyle is a prime example of what I'm talking about. You know, it's sort of a love song about finding a girl that you can trust, but set to a backdrop of kind of street shit. It's good stuff. However, the unfortunate...
Let me ask y'all something. Do most of y'all from the UK, do y'all listen to just the drill down there, or do y'all listen to like the rap and pop music, or is it mostly like the drill scene that's like the most popping to y'all down there over there? Like, let me know, what do y'all usually listen to? Just the drill scene, or just the rap in general?
Truth is, as Tion's buzz was reaching new highs, with him booking shows around the country, even opening up for Rick Ross at one point, sadly, after one of these shows, Tion Wayne would be confronted with a moment of madness, and in a split-second decision, he would choose violence and end up losing everything he had worked so hard for up until that point. As on March the 4th, 2017, Tion Wayne was arrested for a fray after taking part in a mass brawl and stamping on some guy's head outside of a night.
See, right here. This is where we go, nigga. You have everything panned out for you to succeed. You opening a show for Rick Ross. your career is taking off and you go do some dumb shit and stomp some nigga head in, bruh, to go to jail. That's what that's why I say a lot of these rappers like Kodak Youngboy, they be going to jail every single year because they just can't stay out of doing that street shit, bro. Like a lot of these rappers really talented and all that, but they just can't get away from the streets, bro. It's like the streets has a hold on them, like a chain, a locket. Like they can't get away, and that'd be the downfall of so many great niggas that's going to be great. Just like look like TK, bro. TK ain't coming out till like 40, 50 years, bro. By that time, his time is going to be over, bruh. You missed a great-ass opportunity for him to be rich, successful, leave the streets and all that, bro. A lot of these rappers, bro, they just can't lead the street life alone.
Nightclub
and that's their downfall.
An incident which was captured on CCTV video, but is definitely too raw to show you on YouTube. Anyway, it's said that around 100 people were fighting in the street. Some were armed with weapons and others were even swinging the barriers around. For his role in this incident, Tion Wayne ended up being sentenced to 16 months in prison. And he would later rap on his #1 song, Body, "When I punch man, it's grievous." They played back the—
Okay, 16 months. That's not too long, bro. My nigga YNW Melly been in jail for like 2 years now, and they don't even have full like evidence that he did the crime that they said he's did. They just accused him of it, and it's taken forever for his trial. So the bro been in jail for 2 fucking years, like for a crime he's allegedly did. Not dead. It ain't even proven fact that he did it, bro.
The CCTV when I banged him, my defense said Jesus. So for the majority of 2017, Tion Wayne was gone, and the momentum that he had been building up in the rap game slammed to a halt too. Ironically though, as Tion was going in, on the territory of his rivals over in Tottenham, the 30-month sentence that Headie One got in 2014 for dealing drugs was coming to an end. In February 2017, Headie One gets out of jail and quickly releases his fresh home song, Losses and Winnings, quickly hitting the ground running with his day one homie RV, with them doing up a whole bunch of fire freestyles as a duo. They released a joint mixtape, Drillers and Trappers, in July, and throughout the rest of 2017, in the absence of Tion Wayne, RV and Headie One are making some serious waves in music. And not just as a duo, because Headie is putting in that work solo, truly trying to make a name for himself. His Street Heat freestyle was legendary and got people excited to hear more solo hits from him, and in October 2017, his solo banger Live from the T drops and doesn't disappoint fans. So with Headie picking up that heat in the streets, the UK drill scene begins to get more and more popping. And it's not just OFB making progress with the music too, because at a certain point, the Wood Green members decide to get in on the action too. In October 2017, Lamps from Wood Green, along with his homies Rams and Rids, released their drill song No Lies, containing numerous lyrics where Lamps disses NPK rivals, with this track being followed with the song Looking for Who, another track where Lamps from Wood Green says that he's regularly stabbing people from the N17 postcode. And so with the feud between these areas getting more and more public and finding
niggas just love violence. I swear, some niggas just love violence.
And at the start of 2018, there would be a series of high-profile clashes between members of these crews. On the 26th of January 2018, Headie One is attacked by Wood Green members after playing a show at Bedfordshire Uni not far from London. Here, he's confronted by Wood Green members outside of a university accommodation where he's basically threatened, dragged around, beaten, and kind of chased off the campus, all the while tucking his hand into a man bag as if he has a weapon, but one is never produced. But what's even more shocking than the incident itself is the brazen way those that carried it out filmed
That's the tough thing. That's the tough thing about this, and that's the one thing the only thing I can ever agree on what 6ix9ine ever says is that you gotta have security at all times whenever you coming up and whenever you make it big, because the one moment niggas catch you lacking, the one moment them niggas catch you lacking, they is not showing no mercy, nigga. They showed this Headie One nigga mercy by letting him go and not killing him. But 9 times out of 10, if a nigga is robbing somebody, like Pop's incident, XXXTentacion, a lot of them, they do not go out. They do not let them niggas go. They kill them niggas. That's why a lot of them need that toolie with them or security, because your ops, like I said, your ops is always watching you 24/7, like they your biggest fan. Your haters are your biggest fans because they're always constantly watching you, waiting for that one moment for you to slip up, and they come and catch you lacking, just so they can put you on the internet or put you in a pack and make a song about you. So like 6ix9ine says, bro, keep that security with you at all times.
Entire thing and posted it up to Snapchat. Once it was up, the footage was circulating quickly amongst the drill community, and people were clowning Headie One heavily for catching what was perceived to be a bad violation. But the disrespect wouldn't last for long, because as Headie One himself said, this L would soon turn into a W, and the very next day a shooting went down in Wood Green, where a 19-year-old man was hit, but he fortunately survived. And in the immediate aftermath of the shooting, OFB member RV is seen dissing the Wood Green ops on Snapchat, seemingly referencing this incident. Apparently even going as far as to drive past the crime scene afterwards, posting a clip on his Snapchat along with some Kermit emojis. Headie also tweeted after this, saying first half he got set up by a girl, second half excellent finish. I guess suggesting that a point had been scored and that they were even now. 3 people were arrested under investigation following this incident, but no one was ever charged. But more importantly, also within a day of this supposed get back, Headie One and RV would jump back on the mic, releasing the biggest drill song of the year, the classic Know Better. The song is all about Headie One basically suggesting that he did indeed have a gun with him that day in the bag, but that he knew better than to pull it out with the ops filming him on Snapchat. Going on to suggest that the ops should have known better than pulling that stunt on him, with numerous lyrics suggesting that the shooting that took place the next day was related to the incident, but stopping just short of incriminating himself by replacing any specific details with the ad-lib.
Alright, back to where we was. Let me go back 5 seconds.
That stunt on him, with numerous lyrics suggesting that the shooting that took place the next day was related to the incident, but stopping just short of incriminating himself by replacing any specific details with the ad-lib shh. Something that Headie didn't necessarily invent, but he definitely popularized with this track that many people believe completely changed UK drill for good. Know Better was such a huge success that within a month, Headie One had signed a full-blown record deal with Sony's Relentless Records imprint.
I ain't gonna lie, they may have caught him lacking, but yeah, like he said, he came out on top in the end because that minor setback was a major comeback, because this nigga is getting a deal. He made a song after, and he got his get back the next day, bro. Yo. And he didn't even have to say too much. So he did come back. That was minor setback for a major comeback really quick.
Commercially. It's kind of ironic that Headie One sort of had to be subjected to a horrible physical gang altercation in order to get the attention that he needed to sign a legit record deal. But
that's why I be telling you, sometimes all publicity is good publicity. You see they over there was the happy violating him. Then it turned out to be good publicity for him because he came out with a victor at the end, getting a record deal and all that.
It doesn't matter. The important thing was that Headie was now officially on and in the industry, well positioned to focus on music and get out these streets. Unfortunately, however, in the days that followed the Know Better incident, the streets of North London would be as hot as ever. And less than a week after this happened, Wood Green members would retaliate, claiming the life of a young man from Tottenham, sparking a violent wave of killings that would go on for years to come.
Man, the killing never stopped, bro. The killing never stopped, bro.
2018 at 1:30 AM, police were called to Kemble Road at the junction of St Mary's Close in Tottenham after reports of a stabbing. It turned out that a young man named Kobe was driving on this street when he was rammed off the road by another vehicle. Apparently, Kobe was a former gang member affiliated with the Northumberland Park area in Tottenham, with convictions for violence all the way back in 2012. But by 2018, Kobe had seemingly distanced himself from the streets and was employed as a youth worker, helping troubled people in the community break the cycle like he did. Sadly though, that day when he was rammed by rivals from Wood Green, they didn't care one bit that he had turned his life around and moved away from the streets. So after being rammed off the road, numerous people jumped out the car with poles and knives, attacking Kobe, leaving him stabbed, dying at the scene. And his shocking 999 phone call was even eventually broadcast, where he pleaded to paramedics to come to the scene, whilst Kobe seemingly already knew that it was too late.
I've got stabbed. Where are you, mate? St Mary's close. St Mary. I'm dead.
DNA evidence was found in the car on both the airbags and seatbelts, linking multiple Wood Green mob affiliates to the crime.
That's tough. You already know you're gonna die and you still on a phone calling, bro. You just laying. That's why I'm saying getting stabbed is one of the worst ways to go, because you still alive no matter how many times you've been stabbed, unless they hit something really major and it just kills you instantly. But most times in the case, that's not gonna happen. So you're feeling all that stabbing pain, and they beat that nigga with poles. So like you feeling all of that dying slowly, bro. And you calling the cops, or you calling the paramedics already knowing you're gonna die, like 9 times out of 10 that you're gonna die. It's just a sad way to go out, in a painful way.
Lance from Wood Green was one of the people who had jumped out of the car, attacking Kobe, and another man named Neron Quarty, who was labelled by police as the driver. He was picked up by police and gave a full no-comment interview.
Were you one of the guys with a knife in his hand stabbing him? No comment. Were you one of the ones holding him while he was stabbed? No comment. Did you murder Kobe? No comment.
But comment or none, it seemed that the DNA evidence that was left on the airbag was indisputable. And on the 16th of August 2018, Neron Corti is convicted of the murder of Kobe, being sentenced to 26 years in prison. Meanwhile,
damn, see, you do this one thing and you get 26 years. That's your whole life. If you 20, you're not getting out till you like 40 something, bro. 40. If you exactly 20, you ain't getting out to 46, bro. Your life is basically over, nigga. When you come out, no nigga, no bitch is gonna want no limp dick nigga, bro. They ain't gonna want no 40-year-old man, bro. Like, damn, that shit is crazy. You just, oh man, that shit is just crazy, bro. I ain't going in for 20 years.
Sometime later, and unfortunately, by the time they worked out that,
you know, I'm just thinking about it. 1 year in jail time feel like probably 10 years. You go in there 20 years, it's gonna feel like you've been in there all eternity, bro. Just imagine that, bro. There's some niggas that ain't get to see the city or nothing like that for fucking years, bro. I'd be like, bro, you might as well just kill me right now, bro. I'm not going into jail.
Involved in the murder of Kobe, it was too late. And even with Kobe's murder successfully carried out, apparently the Wood Green mob was still thirsty for blood. In fact, apparently members in the area had even planned an attack on Kobe's funeral, with police getting intelligence and intercepting the crew in an insane police chase that was even caught on camera, with the cops ultimately foiling the planned ride out on the funeral.
First contact.
Hello, yes, I think there's been a shooting at Wood Green.
Lamps was it was Lamps that died over here. It was Lamps, not Shoki. It was Lamps that died over here at the
Just over a month after the murder of Kobe, late at night on the 7th of March 2018, Lamps posted his location on Snapchat, seemingly gesturing for his ops to come and pull up on him. And he had shown quite clearly for the whole of North London to see that he was chilling outside the McDonald's at the Hollywood Bowl Entertainment Complex in Wood Green. Now, we already know that Lamps was known to have numerous enemies from all...
This is where I say this. So I thought at first he posted his location on accident. This nigga purposely posted his address where he was at. This nigga must have been some kind of devious nigga and was not scared of no fucking body or any fucking thing. Cause you know most rappers here in the US or that die because of that, they accidentally post their address like Pop. And I'll be telling niggas like they always gotta keep their guard up because they ops is always watching like I just explained. So Lamps knowingly posted his, you know what I'm saying, his address where he was at. He should have been on the lookout. Fuck, like, bro, like, come on, dog. Don't do that, something like that.
Reputation in the area. And for those that wanted to cause him harm, this would be the perfect opportunity. And after getting the drop on Lamps, two unidentified individuals pulled up to the area on a moped, arriving at the Hollywood Bowl in Wood Green and spinning the block twice.
Like, do y'all see how quick this happened? He posted his address a couple hours before, and you see how quick the gang is on top of it. I'm telling y'all, bro, all your haters, it don't matter if you're in gang life or not. Your haters is always watching, waiting for you to slip up, and so where they can get you gone. It's like same with streaming or YouTube or anything. If you streaming, your haters is waiting for you to say one wrong thing to send it to the Twitch staff to get your ass packed up. A lot of niggas they waiting to report you to the ops secretly. You know what I'm saying? Get you gone because they hate you. They hate that you're having success and they want you to get out. They want you to be gone, bro. They just would, it would help them sleep better at night, I guess, seeing you gone. That's the same, bro. Your haters is watching you 24/7. So my niggas, stay alert.
Sat with a group of people in the stairwell of the View Cinema in this complex. And for a moment, it even looked like Lamps was running towards the door ready for action, perhaps not realizing just how dangerous those people on that moped were. Because when Lamps approached the glass door leading out of the cinema, he was immediately shot in the head through the window. This shot was fatal, and Lamps was left dead at the scene. And Lamps' final moments were captured on CCTV, as well as amateur footage of emergency services trying to revive him at the scene, which once again is far too shocking to show you on YouTube. Anywho, after the shooting, the cinema was taped off and the area was considered the scene of a homicide. But the cops wouldn't have much to go on because after the drill was done, the shooters immediately fled the scene on that moped without leaving a trace, leaving police truly baffled as to who committed what looked like the perfect.
Yo, they had to have hit a good ass shot. They hit that nigga in the head right there. They had to have a good ass shot because they came around here. They said he on a stairwell over here or somewhere over here. They had to have a good ass shot to hit that nigga in his head.
Baffled as to who committed what looked like the perfect crime. A drive-by shooting from a moving moped with both the shooter and the driver wearing crash helmets, getting a headshot, and then immediately fleeing the scene.
Like, yeah, you have to be a good ass shooter. You got a helmet on, the moped is moving. and you're like, bro, you're on a bike on the back. Like, yo, you have to have a good ass shot. That was one lucky ass shot he got. He hit him in the head, bro.
Such a mystery to the Met Police and the public, the case even ended up appearing on the TV crime documentary The Met Policing London, along with the Kobe incident.
The following day, the investigation into the shooting of Kelvin Odunyi is picked up by the same team investigating the murder of Kobe Nelson.
There is limited opportunities in relation to the identification of the suspects at this time.
So, who killed Lamps? Well, despite there being a whole bunch of crackpot theories floating around on Reddit and YouTube, a lot of different people all over London likely wanted Lamps dead. Because as we know, Wood Green and Lamps himself had many beefs all over London far beyond Tottenham.
Fuck Hoxton as well, yeah? A beef hurt me.
To this day, the crime remains unsolved. And even though Reddit detectives have several theories on who might have been responsible, there really isn't anything truly conclusive. And if there was, trust me, the cops will be on it before Reddit or me. But regardless of whether or not they even had anything to do with this crime, simply because of the ongoing feud between the two areas, following the killing of Lamps, Tottenham rappers would put the utmost disrespect on his name. KK from MPK posted a picture of the unfixed door from the crime scene, talking about the killing of Lamps on Phonum like it was goddamn Chirac.
Yeah, man, them niggas still ain't fixed that shit, boy.
Oh, nah.
And they still trying to re-up on the customers on Tion Wayne.
RV from OFB drove past
with
the caption,
nah.
Abracadabra was later seen posting a snap at what appeared to be Lamps' gravesite, and beyond the ops, even young drill fans on the internet were showing disrespect, with some going as far as to recreate the Lamps murder on GTA 5, reusing the original 999 audio recordings from the scene of the crime.
Hello, Met Police. Someone has been shot dead at Hollywood Green Cinema in Wood Green.
But eventually, the biggest disrespect
they violating
would come when younger NPK members would release an entire song dedicated to dissing Lamps. Over a year after his death, on May the 26th, 2019, NPK rappers Sin Squad dropped the song Kelvin's Coffin. The hook of the song is then basically saying that their shotgun is the same length
12 gauge long, like, it keeps on bobbing. This money ain't stopping. The ops keep running. I'm running them down and they tripping. And dropping, I'm running them down and they tripping in. That's disrespectful.
As Kelvin or Lamps' coffin, as well as rapping that they're smoking on Mellow and Chop, fallen Wood Green members mentioned at the start of this story. In fact, Kelvin's Coffin was an unusually disrespectful song for the UK drill scene. Hell, it even made the news for being so demonic. But anyway, setting aside the music for a minute.
That shit is, bro. Damn. Name a song after this person's coffin.
The day after the murder, there was a massive fight outside of a school nearby where a boy was stabbed, which police said may have been related. Then, at the end of March 2018, another attack took place at Farringdon's Tinseltown Diner, where both a man and woman were filmed as being attacked on the floor in a confrontation apparently between MPK and Wood Green members. And soon after this physical altercation, on the 2nd of April 2018, just after 9:30 PM, a silver Vauxhall Mariva pulls up at Chalgrove Road, just round the corner from Northumberland Park Station, where shots are fired from a .32 caliber handgun in a drive-by shooting, apparently targeting an MPK member, but unfortunately the bullets didn't hit their intended target, instead hitting a teenage girl in the chest, leaving her dead at the scene. The victim was 17-year-old Tanisha Melbourne, a young girl from the Tottenham area.
That's where it hurt. The casualties of war, nigga. You going over to kill somebody else, and a 5-year-old gets killed, or a 17-year-old that had nothing to do with the gang beef. It's just the casualties of war, and that's the sad thing about it. Like, somebody tried to get Youngboy, and the bullet that they shot at Youngboy traveled, like, I don't even know how far. It was as far as fucking hit somebody in their car in the back of the head. And I've heard stories of niggas trying to do drive-bys at niggas' houses, and they getting niggas' brothers and sisters that's sleeping in their room. It's just a whole sad story about the casualties of this gang war, nigga. Like, niggas have nothing to do with this gang life. It's just their brother or sister to somebody in a gang, and they die because of it. It's so sickening and sad.
Passed on social media with rappers from OFB and MPK. No one was ever charged for this murder, despite the burned out car used for the drill being found in nearby Barnet only a few days later. And following the incident, people were talking about it on social media, even hashtagging MPK, with the media suggesting that all these events were linked together as part of the ongoing war between these two gangs. And so, with seemingly innocent 17-year-olds ending up dead in drive-by shootings, at this point the violence is so bad that local community activists are demonstrating and calling for change.
Where young people feel scared to go to Wood Green, and Wood Green young people feel scared to come to Tottenham. That should not happen in London.
In July 2018, Tion Wayne gets out of jail looking mad crusty, hitting the ground running music.
Boy been in the pen for a minute. He came out of jail looking like a damn caveman, boy. He looking like how I am right now. If I had a full beard and all that, bro. Cause I know this is a big ass fro, like ugly as shit, bro. Yo, he looking like, bro, yo. He was in there for a minute.
Looking mad crusty, hitting the ground running musically, getting himself a shape up, and dropping his fresh home song, Home. That was followed by another solo track called On My Life, but it was on features that Tion would be getting to that bag, taking his career to new heights. As in November 2018, Tion Wayne appears on the track Options with NSG, which goes on to become the biggest song of his career, charting at number 7. But naturally, not everybody was celebrating Tion's triumphant return to the rap game, as both RV and Headie One are seen hating on Tion on social media, saying they have to skip his part of the song. But in all fairness, there really wasn't anything to be jealous of when it came to Tion Wayne, because in the time he'd been locked up, Headie One had moved on to bigger things, signing his record deal and dropping big projects like his The One mixtape, spawning the classic drill anthem Golden Boot.
See, that's how it should be like with Headie One. You leave, like, once you make it big, forget about all that gang shit, nigga. Leave that shit behind you, nigga. If that's what the way Headie One was going, yes, that's how it should be. Once you up, nigga, leave all that gang shit behind you, nigga. Don't be worried about that. You up now. You not supposed to be part of that street life. Let the new generation that's came, let them handle that shit. You gonna handle your business, your
that
music.
Was followed up by his The 1-2 project, which had more big hits like Banter on Me and Brony, and with big songs doing numbers amongst the fans, Headie would continue to make moves in the industry doing headline shows, and ending the year with the big drop of his song Of Course. Easing into the start of 2019 with the biggest drop of his career to date, the track 1800 along with Dave that dropped on the 3rd of January 2019. This is a song that's basically all about paying £1,800 for a rusty shotgun to use on your ops. And the song includes lines about riding through the 9 with skengs, aka guns, but in reality, by this point Headie One was far from chopping ops at the farm block, and more copping lamb chops from the farm shop, because 1800 with Dave ended up going 5 on the UK singles charts, really representing Headie One's commercial breakthrough moment. Nearly a year
I might have to watch that Headie One becoming the king of UK drill now, because this nigga is doing numbers, charting and all that. He's looking like the king of the drill, like the only nigga that made it out that's doing really good. Like, yo, I might have to check this nigga out.
Attacked on camera by ops outside of the show at a university.
And he had a major, he had a major comeback after being fucking caught up with his ops, bro. Like, he's had like the biggest comeback after being caught up with his ops. Most of the niggas in London that get caught up by their ops, I'm hearing that they just turn up dead or they getting stabbed, bro. This nigga just came out getting caught up by the ops, still stayed alive, and had one of the biggest blessings happen to him, getting out of the drills, like the gang street life and gang scene, and getting signed and all that. Yo, shouts out to Headie One
and truly making a name for himself in the mainstream music industry. And so whilst Headie was headed for greatness and setting the template for the younger generation of OFB, on February the 4th, 2018, the song Brocket will drop, introducing the world to some of the younger generation of OFB rappers, including Bando K, Double L's, and Boogie B. And soon there would be another big name joining that lineup, SJ, who would appear on the Farm Block anthem and the UK version of King Von's Took Her to the O, Bad B on the Niz, which released on October the 2nd.
I might have to check that out. I might have to check that shit out.
Featuring the OFB younger trio, Bando K, Double L's, and SJ, with this track becoming an instant classic in the area, and SJ himself suggesting that ever since that song dropped, he's had the bad bees all over him. So finally, the youngers growing up on this estate had something to focus on. With these songs, they were building a legal form of income through music, giving them something else to focus on outside of their activity in the streets. But unfortunately, some of them would remain a little too close to the streets to take advantage of the opportunities that the rap game would soon offer. Because only a few weeks after the song Brocket was released, on February the 18th, 2018, a 19-year-old named Lewis Blackman, aka Dotty, gate crashes a party in Kensington. When he gets inside, he allegedly confronts Boogie B from OFB, robbing him of a chain and stabbing him before fleeing the house. However, when he gets outside,
we seen this. He got chased by like 20 niggas and they stabbed him down. That started the Camden, the Zone 2 versus. We seen this in the Zone 2 versus what's it called? We seen this in Zone 2, bro. We seen this, bro. Hold on. We was on 2 versus Moscow 17. That's what it was. We seen this. It started like, this was one of the things that started that war, this stabbing, because they went to the party and I said that girl should have known starting that party was gonna start this. They didn't let us know in that video that nigga stabbed somebody before running out. They just said he ran out and niggas chased him. Now it makes sense why these 20 niggas chased him and stabbed him, because he did that shit, bro. I didn't even know he did that shit. I didn't even know he robbed somebody in
party in Kensington. When he gets inside, he allegedly confronts Boogie B from OFB, robbing him of a chain and stabbing him before fleeing the house. However, when he gets outside, he's chased by Boogie B, who allegedly led a group of around 20 young men armed with weapons chasing Lewis. He was caught, stabbed in the back with a fatal blow administered by Boogie B, and then stabbed up around 13 more times by numerous...
Damn, so Boogie B got his immediate get back like a couple minutes right after this nigga done robbed him and stabbed him. This nigga got his get back. They said he stabbed Boogie B too, so Boogie B wasn't even, he had his adrenaline pumping. He went back and got his get back immediately. Yo, that's crazy.
Teenagers who were part of that mob. A year later, Boogie B is jailed for murder and sentenced to 20 years in prison for his role in leading the attack. The loss of Boogie B was a major blow.
I mean, but why couldn't he? Cause like, look. Why couldn't Boogie B say it was self-defense like the nigga who killed Incog? Incog robbed that nigga. Boogie robbed the nigga that killed him, and the nigga got off with self-defense. Why couldn't Boogie B say it's self-defense? He got robbed and stabbed, and he just chased him to get his stuff back in retaliation. Why couldn't they say it was something like that? How did they go about that?
And sentenced to 20 years in prison for his role in leading the attack. The loss of Boogie B was a major blow for the OFB youngers, who at this point were still just emerging and making a name for themselves in the drill scene. A bit like Tion Wayne when he had that fight, Boogie B was a promising rapper, but one night of madness and the choice of violence ultimately left him in jail, facing a 2-decade-long sentence, and his music career completely over before it had really gotten a chance to flourish. But sadly, Boogie B wouldn't be the only one.
That's tough. When you about to make it and you go to jail for the rest of your life, you just be sitting in jail thinking like, bro, what could I have been? I could have been this big ass rapper. I could have been this, that, but I'm stuck in jail, bro.
That's 2019, a triple stabbing takes place after a confrontation between young men from N9 and members from OFB and MPK in the 4th Street McDonald's near Wood Green. And it was rumored that SJ from OFB was involved in this incident. 3 men were stabbed, and the CCTV of the entire fight inside the McDonald's leaked, which again is way too shocking to show you.
I'm seeing a lot of these fights too getting taken down in front of McDonald's, out of McDonald's, bro. What the fuck, nigga? What does McDonald's have to do with all this? McDonald's, let me find out y'all got some voodoo or some shit, nigga. What's going on? Because a lot of these deaths and fights break out in the McDonald's right outside the McDonald's.
Anyway,
what the hell?
With this kind of shit going down, it's safe to say that the beef between crews from Tottenham and Green City is truly frying. And the hatred between these two groups has of course made its way to drill music. And by this point at the start of 2019, Bando K, SJ and Double L's have become the hottest trio in drill music. On January the 26th, their song Purge drops, which is littered with references to catching and shooting anything that's green, and at least in SJ's case, the entire world would soon see just how serious him and his friends were about catching anything green and killing them. As on February the 21st, 2019, SJ takes his mother's Peugeot 307 along with Sneaks and OSAB from NPK out for a drive, eventually parking this car back at the Broadwater Farm Estate, with the car being a meeting point for a gang meetup the following day. And then on the evening of February the 22nd, 2019, SJ would meet with MPK affiliates OSAV, Sneaks, as well as 3 other men at his mother's parked car. At the car, they would change clothes, riding out around an hour later on push bike towards Wood Green. This group of cyclists grew to include SJ, Sneaks, Trills, OSAV, Shems, and 2 other unidentified males riding through the city with their faces covered. Upon the arrival to a Wood Green McDonald's, Sneaks, Trills, and OSAV, along with an unidentified male, enter the restaurant and attempt to rob somebody. And then after this altercation, the group spot another group of 4 people, 2 of whom are confirmed affiliates of Wood Green's 2-2 mob. This includes a man named Jason Frazier and another named Kamali Gabardon Link, aka K1. So after countless lyrics saying they'll kill anything they catch that's green, after spotting their green ops in Wood Green territory, all of the Tottenham boys involved in the ride out drop their bikes, with some drawing weapons and running towards that group of enemies.
Yeah, big ass knife, bro. Say somebody put this in my chest, I'm like, slice my throat, nigga. Oh my god, that knife is big as fuck. Nigga, that's coming out the other end of your body. What the hell?
Apparently, Shems pulled a semi-automatic handgun, firing indiscriminately in the direction of the Wood Green members, ultimately missing the target with a bullet going into a nearby shop, narrowly missing innocent customers. Meanwhile, SJ and Sneaks both pull out large silver knives. Trills pulled out a black knife, and OSAV had his hand in his coat, which the court were told represented a concealed weapon. At this point, the Wood Green affiliates attempted to flee the scene, whilst being chased by this gang of masked and armed young men. In fact, these scenes were even captured on amateur video by shocked diners eating nearby in a Nando's restaurant. So attempting to flee, K1 and Fraser split up, taking different routes to try and get back to their car. And during this attempted escape, Fraser is cornered where he's beaten, stabbed 8 times, and shot in the buttocks with a shotgun. Moments before the gang are able to deliver.
Oh my goodness! Shot in his ass with a shotgun, nigga. You ain't sitting down for the longest time. You ain't sitting correct for the long. Jesus, bro.
To him, however, K1 arrives in a silver Vauxhall Corsa, driving over the gang's bikes and crushing the one belonging to Trills. In this failed attempt to scare off the attackers, K1 unfortunately became the primary target of their attack, with the drillers from Tottenham leaving behind Fraser, who miraculously survives those injuries. So at this point, everybody
he survived that, getting stabbed 8 times and shot in his ass?
With Shems raising a handgun ready to fire at the car, and K1 trying to spin around the car, but ultimately being trapped between 2 other parked vehicles. And whilst he's pinned there, the gang unload on that Corsa, attempting to get to K1. One person shoots out a car window before jumping on the bonnet, trying to smash through the windscreen with a gun. Another person jumps on the hood of the car with a machete, trying to chop through the glass. Now for the record, K1 allegedly had a shotgun in the trunk of this car and multiple knives, all of which he couldn't retrieve whilst this attack was going on. And so at this point, it seems that K1 realizes that he is stuck, and his only option is to flee the car, quickly jumping out and running into the nearby Coffee and Cream hair salon. And this shop was open, full of customers, including a 4-year-old, an 8-year-old, a baby, and their shocked parents. But the gang apparently weren't bothered by the amount of witnesses. And so as they rushed into the store, the gang descended on K1 with knives out, inflicting multiple vicious stab wounds, leaving K1 fatally wounded, ultimately dying later in the hospital. K1 was killed in one of the most savage and shocking murders to ever take place on the streets.
Yo, these niggas don't play though. It's like they said in their song, they kill anything that's green by any means, nigga. As you see, they didn't say by any means, but now they let you know by any means possible in front of 4-year-olds, little kids. We don't give a fuck, nigga. We gonna kill you, bro. These niggas is about that shit, bro. It is crazy. They kill him in front of all them people.
The BBC as reminiscent of a Hollywood film, but to make things even more crazy, after the murder took place, the entire group cycled together back to Broadwater Farm, right up to SJ's mum's Peugeot, changing their clothes in front of the estate's many CCTV cameras, with the police apparently using Broadwater Farm CCTV surveillance video to identify 5 people involved in this attack. But that identification would take some time, and for at least a little while, the police would have no idea who was responsible. In fact, just after the brazen murder, police immediately made their way to the Broadwater Farm estate, even stopping Trills of NPK, who gave the police false information, and since he'd already hidden his weapon, the police had nothing to hold him on, with him walking away from officers boldly proclaiming, "I hope you lot cut down on knife violence and all that." But if you thought that was brazen, things only get more shocking. As following the murder of K1 with the direct involvement of SJ continues rapping along with Bando K and Double L's, dropping numerous songs in the months that followed the murder of K1, including the May 5th release of the trio's biggest track, Ambush, which has unflattering lyrics in it where SJ talks about pressing triggers and being a chest shot chinger when it comes to stabbings. Now obviously these are just general lines talking about the lifestyle that he witnessed growing up, but unfortunately for SJ, this track and its references to the violent gang life he lived would be used in court as supporting evidence that SJ and his associates were known to carry weapons and engage in gang activity. But Ambush was really one of the more tame examples, because there were numerous examples of SJ and other members dropping lyrics that seemed to reference the killing of K1.
K-Wiz in my risen, hell on fuck karate, with street fighting, Joe.
The worst of it really came out during the OFB Youngest.
See, I watched this shit. I watched this whole fucking shit, reacted to it, and it got blocked. It gets me tight to this day because they would spend some fire on this motherfucker. They're a good ass trio. It's like your Loki remind me of the Migos type shit, like of UK.
Double L's is dropping lyrics about raising the crime rate in the N22 area. Jay went on to diss Lamps numerous times too, and the MPK Youngers were also there to drop some incredibly disrespectful lyrics as well. In fact, some of them were so offensive they ended up being censored or taken out of the final version that was posted to YouTube. But because a lot of these lyrics are in other songs or freestyles, it's pretty easy to find out what they were saying. Like MPK Tugger referencing the crew's involvement in the 4th Street stabbing outside of McDonald's at the start of 2019, as well as another brazen line that also appears in.
See, that's what I say. McDonald's, outside McDonald's. A lot is inside McDonald's, outside McDonald's, bro. This is like McDonald's has a track history of having all the gang members in there, like, bro, getting stabbed or killed. Don't go into no McDonald's. Don't go into no McDonald's if you're a gang member and you know your ops is looking for you. Don't go into no damn McDonald's.
My mum's like, "Oh no, what happened?" I said, "You're late on news, the gang's just done a quadruple stabbing." This was seemingly a reference to a 2018 incident where 4 men were stabbed in Edmonton following a car crash, with the authorities linking it to a triple drive-by that occurred only 24 hours before, where a 22-year-old man and a 16-year-old boy were both injured by a shotgun blast in a minicamp. Madness. But one of the most shocking lines that had also appeared on the Sin Squad song Anti-Green saw MPK members mentioning Y. Dot, who is allegedly a relative of K1 saying that he's suicidal and that they're going to shoot him in the face, with Tugger going on to rap lyrics that were also used in NPK's True Story Part 2, where they mocked Y Dot for apparently being depressed about K1's murder, with the final incriminating line being delivered by Sneaks, who was quite literally there for the K1 murder, saying anything green get bun, lamps got put in a spliff, and K1 got put in a blunt. Well, this wasn't a great look. By the 21st of April, Trills and Shems of NPK had been arrested. Then on May the 16th, 2019, it's revealed that SJ has also been arrested for murder only days after their Westwood crib session is recorded, with the final suspects being OSAV and Sneaks, who were arrested on the 10th of July. And what's weird is that even facing a murder charge, SJ didn't even attempt to keep a low profile. On June the 2nd, he drops his track Youngest in Charge from jail, which included lines dissing his ops from 3x3, E1 and ZT.
See, these is niggas that don't care. They don't give a fuck, nigga. Yo, even if they got a murder charge against them, they don't give a fuck. They go diss their ops regardless, nigga. By any means possible, they going to let their ops know what they bout and what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, the name too it's like it speaks. Youngest in charge. Like, nigga, no matter what I'm facing, nigga, I'm still in charge, nigga. I'ma still talk my shit, bro.
Just starting to rap, with them having only
I really like SJ though.
Proper disrespectful track, Just the Beginning, in May 2019. And in Youngest in Charge, SJ also drops lyrics about spotting ops and taking them out, and dissing Lamps again. Funnily enough, it was later revealed that whilst SJ was sitting in prison awaiting his murder trial, he was apparently offered a £150,000 record deal off the strength of these tracks he was releasing from prison. Anywho, with the overwhelming amount of actual evidence,
damn, the nigga is popping that much that he got a record deal from jail, nigga, or facing trial. Damn, that shit valid, bro. The nigga must be doing numbers, making waves out there, bro. Y'all might have to check out more from SJ. I mean, I already heard stuff and I watched his crib session and he's valid, but I'm gonna have to check out more from the nigga.
NPK crew. It's no surprise then that in December 2019, SJ is found guilty of murder in the K1 case, along with Sneaks, Trills, Shems, and OSAV from NPK, with SJ, Sneaks, and OSAV getting 21 years in jail. Trills.
Damn, SJ got 21 years? I thought he was getting out like in a year or two. The nigga got 21 years? What the hell? That's tough.
25 and Shems a whopping 28 years in prison. And in a way, what happened to SJ was really the truest example of the consequences of living this road life. SJ was rapping about being real, and he really was involved. But the unfortunate result is he now has to live with the consequences.
That's crazy right now. I'm thinking like, I was just watching SJ's little crib session. I'm like, oh, SJ, I thought he was getting out in like 2 years or a year or so from now. Bro, that nigga got 21 years. He ain't gonna get out till he's like almost 40. That is tough. That nigga career over. That nigga was tough too. Oh my god.
But just when you thought the story was over, shit gets crazy once again. As when it came for the final sentencing in this case, a massive fight broke out in court as SJ and the 4 other NPK members all blamed each other for the murder, accusing each other of snitching, with many of these accusations playing out in the run-up to the sentencing in jailhouse Snapchat posts between the defendants, with all of this pressure building up to a crazy moment at the sentencing when all 5 defendants have a wild fistfight in the dock at court. It apparently took 10 court officers to restrain the defendants, and the fight was apparently so wild.
Oh nah, they see them years get put on them and they all turning on each other. That nigga did it, that nigga did it, they getting in fight and stuff. Nah, somebody should have put on for SJ and got him out, because he was definitely gonna make it out, and he probably would put money on their books and type shit, like make sure they good on the inside, bro. That's tough.
NPK's stepdad jumped 9 foot down from the public gallery into the floor of the courtroom to get involved in the fight. That's a long way down. And when he was down there, he apparently even tussled directly with the prosecutor of the case, Oliver Glasgow QC, who he apparently threatened to murder whilst being restrained by courtroom security. A bonehead move that ended up landing him in jail for 7 months too. And understandably, this last minute beef.
Exactly. Why would you do that? Why would you do that in front of all of them officers? You gonna go up to the judge, go up to him, choke him, or try and grab him and say you're gonna kill him? Bro, you're automatically going to jail. What the fuck? Niggas is savages,
SJ
bro.
And the NPK crew who had all done the crime together caused a split between the formerly allied OFB and NPK, which continues to this day, meaning that OFB members would now have to look over their shoulder for ops and former friends turned ops. And the sad truth is that while SJ was sat in jail awaiting punishment for the murder that he'd been involved in, out on the streets, OFB would be clashing with Edmonton harder than ever, as a young generation of green bandana rocking drill rappers would emerge calling themselves 3x3 and drawing out the OFB rappers at the highest level. Despite the fact that by mid-2019, Tion Wayne had become a bona fide rap star with 4 charting songs under his belt, he clearly was still in touch with the streets. Because on June the 17th, 2019, Kush from OFB was caught on camera at a set of traffic lights by Tion Wayne, who filmed him doing the dash, cutting through a red light to escape.
Come out the car! Come out the car, where you going? Come look at these guys, bro. Look at you, look.
After this, Kush replied.
Nah, they was gone. They was out of there.
Up by the incident.
I'm sitting in the fucking traffic. I'm looking at my phone. Then I've seen a man run up behind like my car. He's running up behind me and get me. Gone to my driver's side. But then he's got his phone out. He's like, come out the car, come out the car. I've looked at him. I've looked to the left. I'm seeing another youth running up next to me. Then I've looked back at him. That's when he's tried to the video from. But look back at him. You get me? I've just popped my little signs and a cut.
However, other OFB affiliates woke up to the footage and weren't too happy. RV at Tion Wayne saying, when I saw you, you said...
What is this video that I'm waking up to? When I saw you, you said you ain't got beef with none of man though.
You ain't got beef with a man dem. From here, we'd see the likes of RB and A1 from the 9 going back and forth on Twitter, and clearly people from all sides were nervous being out public and armed, with the beef raging on, with this being the very month that a viral clip circulated of Bando K seen tweaking after a fan snuck up on him from behind. And even those at the very top of the group didn't feel like
it's not even that nigga tweaking. He just keeping his guard up at all times. That could have been one of his ready to stab the nigga. The nigga, yo, I'm telling you, once you a part of that street life, you got to be alert at all times. Your haters is watching you, so he wasn't even being spooked or nothing.
Same month, on the 25th of June 2019, Headie One is caught with a knife after a traffic stop where he ran from the police. He fortunately makes bail so he can play Glastonbury and release his new album, but he is later jailed for possession of that knife at the very height of his career. So between catching
bro, Headie One, what is he doing with in the street life, bro? You already made it out. What are you going back to doing stuff in the streets for? Carrying knives and shit, bro. Just get your security and have them protect you, bro.
And going to jail, Headie One releases his commercial mixtape Music and Road, which is a runaway success, peaking at number 5 in the UK albums charts and containing his hit solo song Both, which landed at number 13 on the singles charts. With both of these projects cementing Headie One's place as one of the true goats of the drill scene. But while Headie's going commercial and making music that represents an evolution away from the street activity he was formerly known for, in contrast, Farm Block's top driller RV is still on smoke, releasing his excellent Savage EP, which is just drill bangers back to back. Definitely go and check that out if you haven't. And the project itself happens to contain another smasher of a song, Crep Shop, featuring the entire trio of SJ, Bando K and Double L's, with this releasing whilst SJ is still on jail awaiting his trial, with that song including a famous bar that's appeared on numerous other OFB songs and freestyles, saying try gun lean, get shot from the backseat, a diss aimed at Russ who had a song Gun Lean, and collaborated with Tion Wayne on the song Keisha and Becky. In fact, from here, numerous OFB youngers would release tracks where they went at Tion Wayne calling him a joker or a muppet, but the N9 and the 3x3 boys clearly weren't taking this lightly. As I mentioned previously, much to the disappointment of SJ, in May 2019, the 3x3 youngers E1 and ZT released their breakout track Just the Beginning, which was littered with disses towards Tottenham. And by September 2019, 3x3 were spotted on social media recording their own Tim Westwood crib session. And you know these get super grimy. In fact, the 3x3 crib session was quickly taken down for harassment and bullying. And that's because it had so many disrespectful lyrics in it, like lines from the 3x3 song No Cap, where they say they smoke Kobe.
Yeah, I'm about to see if I can find that and react to it, because their shit got taken down. I already reacted to the Bando K's, SJ, you know what I'm saying, Double L's. I already reacted to their crib session. Their shit was fire, you know what I'm saying, but it got blocked when I tried to upload it on YouTube, so I'm about to react to theirs and see what they was talking about on that.
Lines from Just the Beginning saying they're smoking numerous people, and the disrespect in music is soon accompanied by disrespect on the streets too. On September 17, 2019, there's a shooting at Kenny's Barbers in Wood Green. RV posts up a snap of him at the location laughing. Now, that post goes a lot deeper than you might think, because apparently in 2012, a 15-year-old boy was stabbed there, a case in which RV was actually implicated way back, with him being sentenced to 7 years in a youth offenders institute at the time, and there was another shooting at that same location in 2014. Then in November, Trapo from
OFB so I'm seeing all these shootings and stabbings be happening in front of McDonald's or the same location. They saying another shooting happened at this Kenny's location. Where is it at?
And there was another
They saying that two stabbing happened here and then a shooting happened here. So do they just be targeting these places? Like if I'm Kenny's right here, I'm moving out this motherfucking area. What the hell?
At that same location in 2014. Then in November, Trapo from OFB claimed that 3x3 actually ran him over, with 3x3 members clapping back on Snap, seemingly acknowledging this went down. A couple weeks after that, Frogger and Headie One are all up on Snapchat mocking the ops once again. And as we get into 2020, at the top of the year, Headie One is finally sent to jail for 6 months for getting caught with that knife the previous year. Meanwhile, SJ is still sat in jail, settling into his next few decades in the can, still recording and releasing freestyles, dissing dead ops from his cell.
But RIP that he lost his brain. At 14, I went insane. But at 16, I put 3 ops on my blade.
Speaking of which, the split between OFB and NPK that happened after the courtroom fight ended up reaching the streets in February 2020 when NPK members allegedly attacked OFB members with knives, once again in a hair salon, an incident that was caught on video and once again, way too shocking.
See, and look, this is crazy too. Now I'm thinking about it. So they alliance, NPK, OFB, they all happy, and they go out and kill one of their ops. They all get convicted for it in jail, and then they start pointing fingers, and now niggas is not friends no more. Over y'all doing something together. You know what I'm saying? If you doing a crime together, you gotta go down together, bro. And you can't just, like, you know what I'm saying? You can't just start pointing fingers at one of each other. Nigga, all y'all did that crime together, so y'all all apart. Y'all shouldn't be mad at each other, starting this beef, and then y'all's beef from the courtroom leading to the streets, bro. It's gonna start way more bloodshed,
So,
never ending cycle, like I keep saying.
At the top of 2020, after being caught with a knife, Tion Wayne is just going from strength to strength after his appearance on that NSG single Options. By May 2020, he had racked up a whopping 7 entries on the UK singles charts, including Bally with Swams and Keisha and Becky with Russ, at which point he would pop up on a track with the leader of the most feared gang in all of Watford, the Sidemen, appearing on the tune Houdini with KSI, that charted at number 6, and then the track I don't know, with Stormzy and Dutch Valley that hit number 7. Basically, Tion
Why
Wayne
there's some
was
music
on a
with KSI? No. Let me know if y'all gotten this far into the reaction. What do y'all feel about KSI's music in the UK? Y'all rock with it? Y'all think it's just overrated, mainstream? What do y'all think about KSI's music in the UK? You know what I'm saying? Besides the whole drill scene and all that, what do y'all think about KSI's music? Is he a great artist, or you think he should just be YouTuber type shit?
Everything he touched turned to gold, and clearly the ops weren't going to be happy about this. In July 2020, when Tion Wayne is spotted in the studio with Birmingham rapper Mist, RV pipes up on Twitter dissing them both, with Tion clapping back, saying, "Lol, you're so selective, it's embarrassing, laughing face. You're a big man, keep it on the roads and stop tweeting. Fix your career and your bank account before you come on here trying to be a comedian, you waste man.
Damn.
This is the only clout I'm giving
Violating
you."
him
Tion's description of them as being
Twitter.
selective, referring to the fact that if RV is pissed off that Mist is working with one of his ops, Tion Wayne, why didn't he have that same energy for chart-topping king of grime Stormzy, who a year before working with Tion Wayne on the track I Don't Know, collaborated with Headie One on the track Audacity, which charted at number 2, and again only 3 months after this back and forth, appearing with Stormzy again on Headie's hit song Ain't It Different along with AJ Tracy, giving Headie One a number 2 chart hit, the highest single song performance of his career. But regardless of the perceived selectiveness, RV still decided to clap back at Tion, saying, "Drill music really corrupting people's brains, lol. When man were doing Afro beats, no one had any energy or any chat for me, especially when we were face to face. But now, everyone's a gangster." With Tion replying again, saying,
That is kind of how it is. When some people, when they was lower and they didn't have money, they was in the streets, bro, they wouldn't be doing all that chatting, and then they get up, get money, they behind security. Like 6ix9ine, he got up, he all that behind security. He do a lot of chatting. You know why? Because he know you can't touch him. That's why he doing all that chatting. He know you can't touch him. So behind his security and all that, he be dissing dads and all that. But one day, if they catch him lacking without his security, bro, there's rise for that, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. That's the good and bad thing about having security. The one day they always there, but that one day that money run out and they not there for you, and your ops catch you, you fucking done, bro. I'm telling you.
"Shit, my guy. Lol, what are you on about?"
That's why a lot of these rappers, they just need to stack their money and stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? With me, on this YouTube grind, there's a whole bunch of other collaborators I could collab with, but I'm just trying to stack my viewership, my subscribers, my gang, my family, you know what I'm saying? Great. You know what I'm saying? and stack my money as well and stay out the way.
Hairline can't keep up, bro. Pack it in. Now, to their credit, Tion Wayne and RV are both very funny, but the verbal wasn't done, because only 2 days after this back and forth, Abracadabra from OFB comes through and drops his enormous track on deck. And this features extensive lyrics.
I gotta check out Abracadabra.
And questioning if they have any guns on their estate, with Abracadabra dropping these disses while flipping lyrics from Tion Wayne's very own song, I Don't Know. Then, when the OFB All-Star Remix drops the following month, Abra brings through pretty much the whole of the Broadwater Farm estate, lined up to pop shots at both the 9 boys and the 2s. But while the rest of OFB were on gang business, Headie One is handling business. After getting out of jail in April 2020, he would get to work, and by July, Headie One was making the biggest move a UK drill rapper has probably ever made in their career, releasing the Only You freestyle featuring Canadian drill rapper Drizzy Drake, taking Headie One's
see, he got Drake on an album. Drake, anything Drake is on, automatic platinum, automatic gold. Whatever Drake touched turns to platinum. He got Drake on a song, it's over. Headie One done boosted himself up to the very top. If he got Drake on a song with him, that's crazy.
A whole new level internationally. In my opinion, Headie One completely washed Drake on this track, even though Drake's verse was very, very good. And hell, it sounds like Drake agrees with me, because around the time of the release of the song, Drizzy himself came out to say that Headie One is the best drill artist in the world.
And he got a Drake cosign. He got a Drake cosign. That means his numbers is finna chart and peak, bro. He got Drake on a feature, and he got the cosign from Drake, bro. This nigga is finna peak up to his highest heights,
UK
bro.
Singles charts and charted at numerous other countries internationally. But most people that heard the track probably didn't even realize what Headie was even talking about. The song has lines mentioning Boogie B's murder case, and the song ends on a lyric where Headie basically says that he is trying to give guns to his youngers because the beef in his area is on, and they're straight up Tootsie sliding for the gang. And I tell you what, Headie wasn't lying about the beef frying, because literally only 3 days after his Only You freestyle drops, there's a triple shooting on the Broadwater Farm estate.
Police were called here to the Broadwater Farm estate just before 1 a.m. this morning to reports of gunfire. When they got here, they discovered 3 individuals who had been shot at. Now, the police are keen to trace a car that was used in the shooting. Now, it's believed that 2
groups would occur on October the 8th, 2020, when Ispot from OFB is stabbed in the eye on a train by 3 teenagers armed with machetes, apparently one of whom was as young as 14 years old. There's a lot of rumors about exactly who was involved in this, which I don't
14 years old, you holding a machete?
That those involved might have had ties to both 3x3 and NPK, with the fact that both 3x3 and NPK members posted on social media mocking the situation after it happened. Apparently, the 3 teens responsible have been charged with attempted murder along with lesser charges, and it had even been said on the news that the individual attacked had been left blind in one eye. It would take a few months for Ispot to actually come out and address this situation personally, eventually revealing on Snapchat that he was indeed stabbed near his right eye and in his hand in an unfair 3-on-1 fight, with him suggesting that those responsible had gone on to say that Ispot had stabbed them first in court.
Beef goes to Dubai. Dubai? What the fuck? Hold on. I gotta listen to this.
On the conclusion of this story, but not before getting to one of the craziest things to happen as part of this feud. As we get into 2020, the back and forth between OFB and the Greens of N9 and 3x3 is as active as ever. And in November of 2020, rappers from both OFB and the 9 are spotted on social media calling out in Dubai. And while they're out there, Turner and Tion are seen posted up at a club saying that the ops know where to find them.
Niggas talk about be safe, yeah? Listen, you fucking turn it up out here.
Be safe in the
listen, the real deal. YouTube gangster, internet killer. You see me, big turns, yeah? I only got one thing to say, yeah? Hold on. Look at the green. Look at the yellow. Aye, one thing to say, yeah? Niggas know where we was gonna be for 2 days, and niggas not pull up. They ain't on smoke about be safe, bro. You niggas be safe.
This led to Bando K responding on social media, saying that the Niners aren't really with it.
Alright, guys need to stop the bad boy chat, man. Especially, you know, they're not with it, man. Stop it. They're all dickheads, bro.
And throughout their stay in Dubai, the Niners and the O would go back and forth. Tion posted that they all look up to him. Bando replied saying him and Headie One are outside in Dubai. Headie piped up saying social media is killing his people.
See, look, Bando is up with these niggas. He doing numbers. Yo, SJ was supposed to be right there if he just didn't make that decision and to go ride out with them niggas. But I know it's street life and street code. You gotta go. But bro, one day you say you sick or something, Brody. Like, bro could have been out doing charting, doing numbers. Look, he sees Bando. You look at literally, y'all look at Bando K, bro, hanging out with all these top niggas that's out the drill scene. You think they just gonna keep remembering you for 20 years, bro? You gonna be in jail and they just gonna, yo, when you go in, it's the sad thing about it is like niggas be like, I got you when you go in jail, when you going outside. Then eventually they be like, forgetting about you because they got their own problems, their own shit they gotta deal to. Like, that's just crazy.
Disrespect got turned up to a whole other level when the OFB guys started mocking Turner from the 9 for a recording of him apparently crying over a girl. No comment on that one, Turner. But Turner clapped back, saying that it's these guys always initiating beef with him and that he just responds. But this international social media spat eventually came to a head in a violent and the most inappropriate fashion, because who would have thought that these two warring crews from North London gang sets would find themselves together on the same flight home from their Dubai holiday. And around this time, amateur video began to surface depicting Tion Wayne and Headie One in a physical confrontation on board a flight set to fly out of Dubai, where apparently a drink was thrown, followed by Tion Wayne taking...
See, that's full circle karma. They all doing that back and forth, talking. They finally see each other. They get put on the same flight back home, bruh. You know that flight didn't end well, and one of them, they all probably didn't get to ride on that flight home, bruh. See, that's full circle, just right back, and you all that talking come right back around to them, bro. They end up on the same exact plane. What is the chances that they ended up on the same exact plane going home on the same day? That is crazy.
Looked like a full swing punch.
Small world.
Headie One, but thankfully missed / was absorbed by everybody's favourite grow house robber, Morrison. Look him up in your own time. Anywho, whilst Tion is swinging on Headie, Turner is having a scrap with Desi on the other side of the plane, with Desi seemingly armed with a plastic shank that you would use to chef up an in-flight meal. Now, the short clips that circulated...
Niggas using anything he can find that killed you. Oh my God, he got a plastic knife type shit to stab this nigga, bro.
Didn't really tell the entire story, but they sure did set the internet on fire with a raft of hilarious memes that followed. Once again, the clips of the fight on the plane are a little too spicy to show you on YouTube, but eventually, Headie One would come through commenting on the situation on Twitter, saying, little altercation with some gangsters coming out for a fight with their phones out, clearly some clout chasing, I'm good, I'm free, a hair on my head hasn't been touched, I'm having dinner, steady. To which Tion Wayne clapped back on Twitter himself saying, lol, oh, you were internet boy now, disappointing. Before the phones came out, I bust your boy's face, you lot were running back to the kitchen. Man didn't even back out no phone. Man replied to his boy bleeding by dashing Fanta, which is a soft drink in the UK. And here he is tweeting, these guys always fool in the public, no real heart. Man called me a clout chaser. I've been airing these guys. They've been saying my name in their songs every second, even the ones I don't know. I'm out. Desi from OFB replied to this saying, that was some dead wokhouse scrap, he means prison house. You weren't even on it, and your friend that's 28 years old was waving his camera screaming around like some gal. With Desi going on to say, you yourself, when Headie told you look at your friend waving the camera when we're supposed to get it cracking, you looked back and didn't say
if it was me and I'm up like that, I ain't even gonna respond on the internet. I'm gonna just be quiet. If I ever become super mega famous and some shit go down and I'm in it, and they got the recording or something, I'm just gonna be quiet. I'm not even gonna tweet or nothing. I'm gonna be on my Kanye mode and just not say a damn word. Niggas is gonna be itching for me to say some shit, but I'm not gonna feed into what they want.
I saw in your eyes the disappointment. Don't come here and cap for the net. Anywho, after the fight, some of the OFB boys, including Frogger and Headie One, were seen still in Dubai, I assume after having been removed from the plane, and as some rumours said, having been arrested and put in jail for a brief period.
Bruv, don't listen to everything you hear. My man's calming there now.
Oh, who took a violation, bro? What's man talking about? Man are talking shit, bro. Bruv, man are lucky that we weren't all there, innit? What? Man see a two-man, Turner's there screaming, showing his, just trying to snap video like Desi didn't fly kick him. Brother, come on, bro. You're getting fly kicked by a 19-year-old. You're a big 26, 27-year-old man. Like, what's man talking about, bruv? Everyone's just chatting bare shit. And then what? I'm seeing all you people trying to post up. You lot are yeah, I know you shit. Turner, you was just a video man. And everyone's getting excited. Man are trying to say, Headie, the Desi head boss, this, that. Bruv, where's the bus head? Where's the bus head? Come on, man. Man, just chat bare shit, fam.
He said, come on, man. Go on, chat, man.
Seemingly suggesting that they had gotten out, with Bando K later posting snaps of him leaving the country, confirming that he had been to jail and that he would have stayed in Dubai if they hadn't locked him up, so fuck this place for a while. Going on to suggest that he was actually due to be there next week, but he's probably never coming back, possibly related to an outstanding legal issue because of this fight. With Bando out here looking like he was kind of doing the race like some sort of Arabic TK. Tion Wayne also posted saying no one's been arrested, and and Turner managed to flip the situation into a W very quickly, slapping together a song and a video about the situation called Flight Mode. Fortunately, no one was hurt in this exchange, but it was yet another reason for these two constantly warring sides to continue beefing and having public issues with each other. And that would continue on in music as we get to 2021, which is of course the year that Tion Wayne takes over the entire rap game.
Headie and Tion go #1. So they looking like the two GOATs of the UK industry right now. Like when it in terms of coming out the drill scene and making music, they looking like the two heads of it all, bro.
Intertwined beefs of North London gang warfare are still raging. Following the split after the fight between SJ and the MPK members in court, MPK pull up on the Broadwater farm blocks, filming music videos at iconic beef locations in an attempt to disrespect their former friends. Putting purple MPK bandanas on the sign, something that 3x3 had apparently done before. As well as going as far to go and film in front of that Nando's in Wood Green, where witnesses filmed SJ and MPK members running away from the K1 murders holding knives. They also went to the spot where Lamps got shot and Edmonton Green Station. This ended up being the music video for their track Exposing Ops 2.0, which was...
Oh, no, this gotta be a disrespectful ass video. Because they went to a whole bunch of ops places that had died. This gotta be disrespectful.
And this is kind of no surprise, seeing as the lyrics of the song had Sneaks claiming that he gave SJ a black eye in that courtroom fight. They say that they're FBK or farm block killers, and even seeming to claim responsibility for the Ispot eye stabbing incident. But while the ops are going low, at least Headie One is going high. On the 12th of February 2021, Headie finally releases his debut studio album Edna, which goes #1 in the UK album charts. This must have been a huge point of pride for Headie, especially considering the fact that the album was named after his deceased mother, Edna, who sadly didn't get to enjoy her son's success. To me, this really is the moment that Headie One proved to himself and the entire world that he is far more than just a drill rapper. He is a true artist who evolved, moved forward, and clearly...
And that's how it should be with all these drill rappers like SJ, a lot of them, Shoki, the ones that really got talent, they need to just be looking at the blueprints that Headie and Tion put in front of them and follow that blueprint to get out the game and not be in the streets, because they either going to end up dead or in jail, bro. Just look at the niggas that's before y'all that set out the blueprint, bro. They let that blueprint for you to find your way out like they found their way out, bro. I'm telling you, it should be like that.
Survive in the modern music industry.
Because there's two type of drill rappers. The ones that actually got talent and the ones that just doing it just to do it. The ones that actually got talent, bro, follow the blueprint that Headie and Tion set out for
music. By 2021, holding a whopping 5 chart entries, including their protest song BLM with Abracadabra, but sadly they were still being targeted in the street. On the 8th of May, 2021, a massive brawl and stabbing goes down inside of one of London's most famous and historical department stores, Selfridges. It's unclear exactly what went down. A knife is pulled, a mannequin is thrown, and Bando K and Ispot are seen in the altercation, which was caught on camera. Again, too violent to show you on YouTube. 8 people are arrested, including Bando K, who fortunately gets out quickly and posts up on Snapchat. Funnily enough, their ops over in the night...
It be looking like Bando would be trying to stay out the way, but like, it's just... stuff keep popping up in front of confrontation keep popping up in front of the nigga, but it be looking like bro be trying to stay out the way and just trying to elevate his music career. You feel me?
Very different time of things in 2021.
I don't know if that's true or not, but it just be looking like that.
Another collaboration with Russ, the song Body, that is an instant classic. Tion Wayne's Body ends up going to #1 in the UK singles charts, becoming the very first drill song in history to go #1 in this country. That's the kind of body I like to see drill rappers catching. Of course, the Daily Mail were trashing them, saying a gangland drill song has gone #1. Oh, how bad that is. But hell, if they thought Tion Wayne having a #1 song about doing grievous bodily harm to your ops and swinging a shank at the pagans was bad, wait until they hear the remix. Because a little while after Body dropped, in a last-minute dash to pick up more spins to secure that #1 spot, Tion Wayne dropped an all-star remix to the song Body. Now, this remix was mainly overshadowed by the big-time debut of RD, aka H, with elocution lessons, dropping bars about shagging girls sans condoms.
Oh, this Body remix is bullet. Bullet. yo, this song with Favi. Yeah, Favi ran this shit.
Fabio Foreign's appearance, popping up like he's on some kind of New York UK.
That was this song. He did this song.
Embarrassing our whole country by using his 8-bar verse on the biggest song in UK drill history to reference a fictional UK driller, Roadman Shaq. You know, man's not hot. Nice one, Favi. But of course, the real grease came from the real G's, with Tion bringing through the 3x3 rappers E1 and ZT, who appeared on the remix giving a healthy dose of street credentials and disrespect to the ops. Using the track to rebuff OFB's frequently used claim, anything green get bun, saying it's a cap because no one from 3x3 has been shot. Surely you'd think that after bagging a #1 hit song, Tion Wayne had truly gone clear. He wouldn't ever need to gangbang or throw up a green flag ever again, right? Well, a little while after Body topped the charts, Tion Wayne was actually spotted out with a tank. Some people thought Tion Wayne had used some sort of GTA cheat code, spawning a tank and perhaps unlimited ammo to finally put an end to this.
See, you got a #1, stay out the way and continue to make your music. Don't be doing all this extra shit to have your ops come try and pull up on you and kill you, bro.
It was a smart time to do it because Tion had made sure that he had already 100%ed the music industry before using cheats. Jokes aside though, it turned out that this big old green tank was actually just a prop for the music video of Tion Wayne's new single.
Oh, okay.
With this releasing on the 3rd of June, the music video was looking like a straight up Grove Street block party, with Tion bringing through the whole 9 and a whole lot of green, I assume as another massive taunt to his rivals. Combine that with lyrics
See, that's good. You see? Look, these big niggas that have the opportunity to getting out, you get out and bring your gang out with you like this. You still represent your gang, but your gang ain't part of the streets no more. You just making them a public image. You feel me? Do that for your gang. Then everybody in your gang be up and they can eat too. You feel me? That's what it should be. You know what I'm saying? You come out and be the lead for your gang and for others to follow your blueprint of making it out, bro. That's how it should be.
And not being able to defend their block, Young G's shooting up north, and even ending the song by saying the whole 9's confused when he says free SJ, an apparent reference to the fact that both OFB and 3x3 both have incarcerated rappers that go by the name SJ. So, this is where the story ends. I'm here at the Hollywood Bowl in Wood Green, the location where Lamps was murdered. He was only 19 when he was killed, and he had his whole life ahead of him, only a couple of years younger than the likes of K1 and Kobe. Take that along with the fact that Boogie B and SJ from OFB were sentenced to decades in prison before they had even turned 18. Just going to show you that the road life is truly a dead end. Thankfully, the likes of Tion Wayne and Headie One were able to get out of this difficult environment with #1 records to their names and millions of pounds in the bank. I just wish that the people involved in this feud could set things aside and let each other live. But then again, when there's been this much bloodshed, it's hard.
Okay, nigga, you just talking some bullshit. Shut the fuck up, nigga. This shit was long anyways. Yo, it was a good documentary or whatever. So sad what happened to SJ, bro. SJ could have really made it out. From what I've been hearing, what I heard him rapping on the crib session, I did not know bro had 20 years. I thought he was finna get out in like 2-3 years type shit. Damn, that shit is just crazy, bro. Got so much more onto his sentence right now. Like, he still gotta do like 18 plus years, bro. Like, damn. Oh, hopefully he get out and he good and all that. But look, Headie One and Headie and the other Tion Wayne, they set the blueprint for y'all drill niggas. They need to follow that blueprint. They doing good, bro. Them niggas is up and out. They still putting on for their gang. They should, as should be, bro. That's how it should be, bro. But y'all like the video, subscribe. If you new, like the video up, you know what I'm saying? Request videos, add them to the playlist. I appreciate every single one of y'all. This was a long video. This is the last video of the day. It's been your boy, everybody's favorite uncle on YouTube, Uncle HK. I'm out.
Family broken, so I stand with my niggas. Showed up to every shootout, but I ran for my feelings. No time for those, I got a plan to get millions. Whoever don't agree, I see you back at the buildings. That's why I never let y'all act like a victim. That's why I never let y'all kill my ambition. You weren't built for the mission.